Excellent.
Excellent.
Excellent. Good. I'm actually happy because when I first came outside, I guess the neighbors left their dog on the balcony. Like forgot he was out there. So the dog was. It's actually kind of awkward. I'm wearing a peach colored shirt, but it looks like my skin is like. So what's the weather like by you, Bubba?
It's chilly, man. It's in the 50s right now.
Nice.
Let's see, I'm trying to get this and post it to the Facebook page. Facebook on my computer is really acting a damn fool.
Yeah.
Right now. I don't know.
The obviously I have a cigarette right now, but tonight I was really sad when I couldn't rendezvous with you for the New Year's Snakes and Stogies. But I pulled one of these out specifically for that.
Ooh, I don't know that I've ever had a Maduro Cohiba. Is that one of the Cuban Cohibas?
Yeah, it's one of the Cuban Cohibas. That's
I don't think I've ever had a Maduro Cuban.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's super oily like a Liga. It has everything that you'd expect out of a Cohiba. And I had a box of 20 that my employer brought back from Cuba, direct flight, and I've had like 2 of them, and now we're gonna have number 3.
Look, you're already a bad influence. What's going on, Tavion? What's going on, Tavion?
I got nothing. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to post this link, and it's not like Facebook's really struggle busting right now, dude.
Really?
Yeah, this is bizarre.
So I imagine that like the same way that Twitter explodes on Saturday.
I don't know. I don't think so. Like that shouldn't be the issue with Facebook. But look what I got printed, dude.
Rock and roll, dude. I love it.
Rock and roll.
Love it. Rock and roll. I was actually going to ask you. What's that?
I should have got a QR code on it so people could just scan it and it'd take them straight to the magazine like Billy did and put it like right here. Like I made the QR code for Billy to put on the cards and then I didn't put it on my own like an idiot. So.
Right. I am. So in 2 weeks, I leave for Vegas for my annual business convention. And I was going to do it and I just have been procrastinating. But there's a company called My Blue that makes a plastic credit card that, it looks like one of those tags you put on your shirt that says "Hello, my name is."
Mm-hmm.
And basically, it's $30, one-time fee, and the credit card itself is a RFID chip. So you put in whatever information that you want, and you literally just touch it to a smartphone, and that boom, it turns on the contacts. So like if I was to go to the trade show that I'm about to go to and I had it, instead of handing out a business card and bringing a stack of business cards with me, I can have just one of those. And providing their phone is like, I think it's an iPhone 8 or like Galaxy 6 and greater, it can accept it.
What does that mean? Does it just like bring straight to the link?
No.
Like there's not an app they have to have, right?
No, there's no app or nothing. So basically they unlock their phone. You touch the credit card or the business card, I should say, to the phone, wherever the RFID reader is. So like on an iPhone, it's at the bottom. On a Galaxy, it's like towards the left side. And then you just touch it to it like quick. And as long as their phone's unlocked, it'll open up a page and say, you have, information, would you like to add to contacts? And it puts whatever you provided them with. So if it's email and cell phone number, and, a work number, whatever it is, physical address of the facility, whatever you want to put on there, it puts on there.
So basically there's like no excuses now for people to not get a hold of you.
Except for a guy like me where I've only got iPhone 6 and it doesn't work. So
that sucks.
Yeah.
You see, I wonder if Facebook's being as weird on my phone as it is on my computer.
I mean, I'm on a Mac, so I have Safari and Chrome open because Chrome.
I just use Chrome. I don't even use Safari.
Yeah, I love Safari, man. Safari always works like $1 million, except for like what we're doing right now. So like on Facebook, I use Chrome, and then on this live thing, we found out last time I was like, screw it, I'll just use Chrome. So, but yeah, man, I won't lie. It's like 58 here, and it feels great.
Yeah, I like it. It's a little cooler than that here, but
Yeah, I'm wearing a light hoodie, and I still have shorts and flip flops. Rock and roll, Florida.
yeah, I'm wearing socks. I don't have anything on.
Nothing.
I got a million things going on right now. I'm trying to line up a
Socks.
podcast guest.
Just socks.
Yeah, I'm just wearing my socks.
I won't lie. You've been pretty nifty with the cigar smoking photos on the Hazard page, and like the one you posted tonight on Palmetto Exotics about our little snakes and stogies. Those photos are coming out great, man. And then the ad you did for the Scorpion.
I'm a hipster.
I love it. I love it. The article picture you did with the bicolor, is that yours? Did you take that photo?
I took that a couple years ago. That was the first bicolor I had.
Oh, cool. That photo came out great. They look fantastic.
Yeah, I took that years ago. That was with like my first camera. That was with my I had a Sony DSC-H9, which is what Al Koritz used forever with his videos and photos. You know, years ago. We're talking like mid 2000s. Yeah. That was the first camera I got before I upgraded to my Nikon that I have now.
Cool.
And that thing did a decent job. It's definitely not like a DSLR sort of style body like the Nikon is, but
right,
pretty dope.
Yeah, all my coworkers are camera people, and they were all Nikon, and now they're all going to Sony mirrorless. And I love photography, man. Like, I love it, but I don't want to get wrapped up in the camera game because there's so much stuff to learn, and there's always changing. And I feel like I don't love it enough to commit to it that much, but I kind of feel like dabble in it. So I don't know. It's still on the list of things that I might want to do.
There is, I guess, to someone who's kind of wanting to get into it but doesn't really know. Like, I can understand why it would be sort of intimidating because there's just like there's a lot going on, especially with the hold on. There's a learning curve with a lot of it. You know, you have all these different settings, and then learning, sort of the basics, ISO, aperture, white balance, all that stuff. I really, truthfully, avoided manual mode for years. And then just within the last probably a year or so, I was given some old lenses that work on my camera because they came from a Nikon guy. And the only mode they work on is manual. So it kind of forced me to learn manual a little bit. And I'm actually really appreciative of it because I love that lens. And now, like, manual mode is the only thing I use. I don't get off anything else. So I was finishing up a little Psycho Stick. Now I'm moving on to bigger game.
Excellent. There's the box. There's the box.
Dude, I love this thing.
I know. My box.
Like, I could not love a human baby more than I love this cigar case. I'm gonna give. So Chris at Badlands Herpetoculture sent me a handful of goodies to try. These archetypes were kind of the main thing he's been talking about, telling me about to try out. So
I saw that.
The Axis Mundi. So,
nice.
See how it is. Got my coffee with me.
Nice. And you said you do the press, and you said he does the bag on the coffee.
Yeah, this is what's left of like the cold brew that I made yesterday. So I'm probably gonna polish it off just because there's not a whole lot left. So that basically is just one giant French press, but it's like marketed as cold brew.
Cool.
And really, you can make cold brew in anything as long as you have a good way to filter.
Right.
Stuff out. So, but he got some. My local coffee guy got some Ethiopian in, so I've been giving that a shot. It's pretty good.
Nice.
I think the Costa Rica and the Brazil are my favorites still. What's been happening though?
What's that?
So what's been going on?
Not much, man. I basically I got those team breaks I told you about that I was going to get.
Yep.
So I got them, and the baby needs to shed because the baby, I don't want to say it's got to be a yearling or at least 9-10 months old, but it still has like this funky gray color to it, almost like it never dropped the silver coat. And I really wanted to shed so like I could see what it really looks like, but I'm wondering if it's just a muted gray looking baby. I mean, it's not like exanthic or anything. It's just muted, for lack of a better word.
Right.
And then the big one, the big male, that thing is a whack job.
Psychotic.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not even psychotic like won't let me control it or like won't let me take it out. It's pretty all right on the hook. I won't lie. But like I walked in and the thing was like basking, freaked out, did like a complete 360 backflip, smacked its head in the side of the vision cage. I thought it broke its rattle. The whole thing just spasmed out. And I was like, I didn't even touch him. I just walk in the room. So I think we need some time to like just settle. I put one of those big, giant black plastic hide caves in there. So hopefully he just goes in there and just forgets about life. And then what was it? What's today? Today is what was it? Wednesday? Wednesday the knobtail died?
No, it had to be sooner than that.
What's today?
That was Sunday? Like Thursday. Yeah.
Yeah. So
maybe
Friday. Friday morning?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've just blocked it on my mind, bro. Like I was legit, like not to sound like a whiny little wussy. I was legit fucked up from that. Like you have so many animals over the years. You've had so many animals pass away. It's part of the game. I hate saying it. You know, things happen. But dude, that little bastard.
There's some that sting more than others.
It was rough, man. Because I literally went to go check the bins like I do every day. And like I don't touch him every day. I just open it, make sure he's, happy. He doesn't have any stuck skin or anything. And it was just like upside down, like and like, sucks, man. It had to have happened in the middle of the night, like was still like didn't even get rigor mortis yet, just like there. So like, man, 16 months. It's that gecko. But
oh really?
Yeah, it's that gecko. Actually, I lied. I think that's the male. Yeah, that might be the male. I don't remember.
I mean the only I can relate, with that chondro I got a couple months ago that I was I was so pumped for that snake. Like I was gonna pair him up, this year. It's gonna do all kinds of stuff with him, and I probably shouldn't have even like announced my plans or told anybody because I just woke up and he was dead up.
Sucks.
And I have no idea what happened. It's just one big shot in the nuts. It's probably actually better that I was like I had a cold or something that week. Like I was really feeling like crap. And I was so loaded up on cold meds and stuff that I was just like, I woke up that morning and found it. And I just kind of stood there and stared at it for like 5 minutes. I was like, what do I do?
The same thing. My initial response was, no. And then like I lifted the rocks that are in there and like the tree bark or the cork bark that's in there. Like I lift it up and I pick them up and like I hold them. And then like you take that deep breath in, you're like,
Yeah, I was like, I walked in that morning and I couldn't find him. Like he wasn't on the perches, and I was like, all right. Then I noticed him under like the paper towel in the back of the tub, and I was like, okay. I was like, that's not good because I could tell he was in a position that normally if they're just grounded and coiled, that's not like the paper towel don't look like that.
Right.
And I found him, and he was like all like twisted up, mouth open, like biting himself, just really, really bizarre.
Yeah, that's the worst. The worst.
That was a big nut shot because that was legitimately one of my favorite chondros, probably in the chondro community right now. It was an undocumented animal that was an import. And super excited about it and is gone.
What's that?
Whoa, it is cold out here. You're gonna be cold.
What's up, princess? Can she not hear me because you have headphones on?
She should be able to.
Oh.
You hear
I
me?
can hear you
Oh. Well, hi to you too.
because there's holes in here.
Oh, okay.
What are you doing? You done watching the movie?
No.
Oh.
The movie's not over yet.
You just came to check in on me?
The rich girl, and the rich guy, they are gonna break up. They're gonna break up.
Oh. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
But
If you've never seen It Takes Two, she's about to ruin it.
Mental note.
The Olsen twins in their heyday.
I haven't told you the rest, so
Good. Don't spoil it.
Phil wants to watch the rest of It Takes Two, so don't tell him the ending.
what?
Get out of here, strangely.
Right.
Creature. Seriously. What's up?
Senor Martinez. Buenas noches. So yeah,
I had to put together a Python portal today. I remember I was talking about that female like maybe a week or two ago that just I moved. She's been in a 200 quart, and I moved the male in. He was about the same size as her into another 200 quart of his own, and he's been doing fine. But this female just has really been not adjusting well. It seems like
receptive or just not adjusting?
just not adjusting. Like she went from being like a rock solid feeder to being like a kind of like. If I pester her, close the cage, come back in 5 or 10 minutes, pester her some more. Sometimes she takes. And then the last like 2 days she's been grounded. So I'm like, all right, clearly this isn't working. So I put it together a 70 quart today and then took some paper bags and cut them and blocked out the sides except the front.
Okay.
I'm trying belly heat on this too. I don't know if that's going to work or not. We'll see. But basically just cutting her down, giving her something a little smaller, a little more privacy. Maybe she'll kind of come back to being normal and just leave her in there for a while.
A little medicinal isolation.
Yes.
Okay. And how are the numbers from issue 3?
Good. I can tell you what they are in a minute.
Okay. I figured that's what you were.
I'm talking to a guy right now about coming on THP this week.
Okay,
Cool. I'm trying to multitask and it's not working. So
it's all right. I am halfway through your last episode, just because of
the mental
around and stuff, and it sounds great. I love it.
Mental bottleneck. Where is? Come on, issue. Statistics. Let's see. We are at.
What's up, Dan?
We're at 500 reads so far for the latest issue. It's been 10 days since it was posted.
Okay.
So not as much as kind of our other ones, but I've also been putting a lot of dollars into Facebook promotions and stuff. So
okay,
it's steadily growing. I mean, it's definitely continuing to climb on a daily basis.
Cool. The ratio.
I have. One more time.
I was gonna say the ratio of new readers, is that increasing regardless of the diminishing number of reads?
I don't think it tells me that.
Okay. Okay.
But I mean, I've been running ad campaigns in pretty much every English-speaking country. So UK, Scotland, Ireland, Australia, Canada, the entire US, South Africa. I think I did some in Spain and France, Germany,
Excellent.
Sweden. Just places where I know like the hobby is kind of bigger.
Yeah, you named the hobby right there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, it's good stuff, man. I love it. I love doing it. I love reading it. I love checking it out. I was actually going to ask you. You got to later when we hang up. You got to send me the link for the shirt you sent me because I want to get a hoodie and I want to try and have a hoodie for Carpet Fest.
Ooh, they don't do hoodies, but I can probably put them on Teespring, and you can order through there if you wanted to.
Okay.
When I was making stuff on Canva, I saw that you could do shirts. Like that was one of the templates they had, and then it was like, oh, do you want to print? And I was like, let's see how it is because it was fairly cheap. It was like $20 shipped.
Right.
And I got one, Billy got one, you got one. We're like the only 3 people in the world that have one.
That's
because
awesome.
we're cool.
That's so much cooler than I thought, dude. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now,
much to Nipper's distress because Nipper was like really upset.
Dude, I'll be honest. If you want me to buy one and ship him one, I will gladly buy him one and ship him one because I feel like he needs one.
Well, I mean, I thought about it, but I know shipping international is like it cost us like $60 or $70 to probably ship that overseas.
You know what, dude? Just tell me when you get the shirt, and I will use my FedEx account from work, and I will pay for the shipping. You pay for the shirt, I'll pay for the shipping, and our boy is taken care of.
I can get it printed and sent to you.
Okay.
So
that's fine.
We can circumnavigate that.
I'm cool.
But yeah, I got a good strategy as far as building the magazine now. Like we have an advertiser, like a paid advertiser now.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing crazy. It's Reptiles Express.
It's great.
So what our plan is to take a percentage of ad sales, put it into the marketing and promotion stuff on Instagram and Facebook. Cool. Continue to build the brand, which is only going to get it more eyeballs, which is only going to build it more, which is only going to make it more appealing to more advertisers.
Right.
And then just like snowball from there.
Cool.
So the plan is in motion. I don't really want to spend money on ads and Instagram when I can sort of do all the Instagram stuff like myself. Like I can do the footwork on Instagram and put in the time.
Right.
I may try it out just to see how it does, but that's been growing pretty well too. I mean, we're at like, switch accounts because I've got like 20. I'll log out of my personal one, or I can just look it up like a normal person.
You could. Let me ask you this while you're doing that. Just because this is my second time doing this with you, or third time doing this with you on the live. I think it's my second. Is there a way that I can see who's still on and who's not?
I don't think I can even see who is. It just tells me there's 2 people. There's 2 eyes. There's 2 sets of eyes.
Okay.
So we're at 1,200 and change as far as followership
on the Instagram for the magazine.
On Instagram for the magazine, which is pretty good considering I just started the account on September 17th.
Yeah, that's great, man. That's great.
And I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah. My only concern with the Instagram algorithms for the advertising is it really going to reach to the right people? And then because so many people who love reptiles, their main focus on Instagram may not be reptiles or amphibians, but if they're only going to say 2,000 people, and let's say 1,000 of those people are already following the page, like, is there a way you can guarantee it's to people that aren't already following?
No, but here's what I can tell from advertising on Facebook, and I've done it a bunch between all the different pages I manage. I've advertised on Facebook a lot.
Right.
Basically, you're paying for Instagram. Like, consider Instagram like a dam.
Okay.
When you pay for ads on Instagram, however much you pay is however much Facebook Facebook owns Instagram now, or they have for a couple years. But
Right.
basically, when you pay for that, that's them lifting up the dam so far.
Right. They're allowing so much water.
They're the one controlling your visibility. If you pay more, you get more visibility. If you pay less, you don't get as much.
Right.
Because, that's the only way that makes any sense, because it tells you when you do a Facebook ad, like, this is how many likes you'll get per page or on your page per day, or estimated. It's usually very accurate too. Like, they know what they're doing. And so I think it's literally just them saying, like, okay, he's paying this much, so we'll make sure that he gets seen within this many people, because we know that statistically with this many people, he's going to get this many likes. And then you pick interest, like you select your demographics and stuff.
Okay.
You pick where it goes, what the people are into, age group, gender, and then like interests and stuff like that. So
yeah, I also know that the Big Brother is in full force because, for example, I got a huge. I love Rick and Morty. I'm like a Rick and Morty junkie, and I was talking to my friend about it, and we like went into this whole Rick and Morty thing. And like, I never look at Rick and Morty stuff on Instagram, like ever. Like that, I watch.
And then it started popping up,
dude, like crazy.
It's creepy, right?
Yeah, we all signed up for it. In the 1960s. Oh no, the government's listening. They're wiretapping the phone. Now we literally agree to it on Google, which I think is hilarious.
And we're like, hey, wiretap. What's the capital of Montana?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep. But I think that is a good way to go about it too, is doing what you're going to be doing, or what you are doing, I should say, because you are very good, and I mean you. I want to say the herpetoculture franchise, I'll call it, whether it be the podcast or the magazine or just the social with friends. You know what I mean? The fact that you are friends with all these other podcasts, there's still that exposure out there. So that's very, very beneficial to our cause.
Just pay me. Kind of a good deal. Dan. I don't know. Like, to me, I really enjoy, especially with Instagram. Like, to me, Instagram is like a game. Like, I will spend all day on that, trying to see how far I can get it grown in, a week or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Do you have the apps, the Instagram management apps?
No.
So I get advertisements all the time, and I don't know why, but I get advertisements all the time for these particular apps. They're paid apps, and it literally lets you manage your Instagram as to what people are like, the amount of time someone spends on a picture, like milliseconds, why they liked your photo on Tuesday, but they didn't like your photo on Wednesday. All these different statistical numbers that they're getting from the data of your page. And I've contemplated it, but at the same time, I'm doing it strictly for fun. This is not my business. You know what I mean? Well, at least not yet, but I'm doing this because I love this shit, and I love you guys, and I love all the friends that I've met internationally and stateside through Instagram, and which is a weird thing too, because I feel like as social media blossoms even more than it already has, the term friend becomes quite interesting, because I think about all the friends that I've met, whether it be internationally or stateside or crap in my local South Florida area, and of all of them, I think you and Bratz are the only ones I've actually ever met.
Yeah. Well, that's why the whole like Carpet Fest are so important, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that was what Carpet Fest was supposed to be.
Right.
Originally, like that's what it was all about. It wasn't all about money fundraised. It wasn't all about auctions or any of that. It was just literally, hey, let's get from behind our computer screens and link up and do our thing.
Bro, who sent
you like that?
Who sent you that photo?
James Lewis.
That's amazing. That's phenomenal. Oh my God.
I don't know if it was meant to be like, I mean, James is always cracking jokes and stuff.
That's phenomenal. I love that. That's your new contact photo, by the way. Got to get rid of that midget stripper.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool, Sean. Doop.
So, forgive my ignorance. Who's Sean?
He's I believe he's new. This is the first I've seen him in live stream. So, but this is the first. This is Eddie's first time he's come to a live show.
Welcome to the party, Sean. Great last name, by the way. Love it.
Wagner.
Listen to Wagner.
He's a random guy. Yeah. So, I mean, I think the magazine, like, the more we put it out, the more it'll grow just on its own. I mean, that's kind of my philosophy with just about everything is, like, put it out. If you build it, they will come, kind of thing.
Yes.
You just keep doing it, stay at it, be consistent, and the rest will follow.
Most definitely. I probably shouldn't say this, but my good friend who is majorly into reptiles, and he's been a breeder for decades. He's not the most technologically savvy, and he's not the most social media guy. He had no idea about the magazine. And I was sitting there and I was like, oh, yeah, I just sent Justin because he knows about you. I talk about you all the time. And I was like, I just sent Justin the scorpion stuff. He's like, what scorpion stuff? I said, a copy for the magazine article. Hopefully he uses it. And he's like, what magazine? And I was like, you got to be kidding me, man. We were sitting at work and he pulled it up and he's like, dude, you never told me this. I said, of course I told you this. This is all I do, Well, there's one more guy.
Oh, thanks, Brennan. Yeah, I mean, it's like it said. I mean, if it really hasn't gone anywhere yet. And I mean, it's going to. It's a matter of consistently putting it out. It's gonna happen. It just with time. It's like that's kind of the issue is people want immediate results and they want them now, and people give up on things early because they didn't see results from it. And it's like you just got to stick with it. Like the podcast, like THP.
Right.
I was sure that we would be working at that and chipping away at it for probably at least a year and a half to 2 years before it really got any traction.
Right.
Like before it really started popping up on radars and stuff. And so when you go into it without any sort of preconceived notions about what you think it will be or what you want it to be, whatever however you want to put it, it ended up blowing up faster than me and Jake ever would have thought it would have.
Yeah, man. I was actually thinking about how I came across and how you and I got to talking. Somebody asked me, and I can't remember who it was, and I was like, I think it just popped up on a hashtag, like a random Instagram hashtag, and it was the THP logo, and I was like, what is this? I must listen to this. So it's great, man. I friggin' love it.
Yeah, it's funny you say that too about looking through Instagram, because me and Jake were talking earlier about man, we need to who are we gonna have on, this upcoming week? We want to do something different, diversify and get something other than snakes on the show.
Sure.
And so I was like, it'd be really cool to do an episode on pancake tortoises. So I went on Instagram, hashtag pancake tortoises. Yeah. And then found this guy in Boca Raton who he apparently has a ton of different tortoises, and they all his whole everything looks great. He looks legit as hell. And I'm messaging him right now. I don't know. He's the Southern Reptile on Instagram, I think.
The Southern.
Look it up. I'm calling. Yeah, I'm talking to him right now.
Interesting. Well, considering that I live in Boca Raton and I know a lot of herper people, I'm interested. Is it the Southern what?
Reptile.
The Southern Reptile. Yeah, I am embarrassed to say I have no idea who this person is.
Yeah, and so I mean that's like that's what I love about Instagram. It's like you want to find something, just search
Yeah.
it and it's there. Is
Yeah.
it coming up? You see what I'm talking about? Yeah, the Southern Reptiles is what it is. South Florida keeper, breeder, and seller of tortoises and turtles.
Yeah. I'm wondering if I know this person. That's
Doesn't
great.
have his name anywhere on it.
Yeah, I'm going to the website right now just to snoop and be a creeper.
I looked on there too and I didn't find it. So.
Okay.
But I like that's the kind of the neat thing is like when me and Jake do a non-snake episode, it's almost always it's guaranteed to be an episode of something that me and him have some sort of interest in, like Europlatus.
Sure.
You know, like we both love Europlatus. We don't keep them. We don't know a ton about them, but it's like let's find someone who does. And then pancake tortoises. Like pancake tortoises are cool as hell. If I was going to keep tortoises, it would be those. And so I was like, find someone who knows what to do with pancakes and get them on. You know.
That is one of my dream enclosures is to have a rock wall in my living room when I'm famously rich. Maybe not famous, but just rich. And I want a rock ledge wall with like 10 breeding pairs of cataphractus and a whole herd of southern pancake tortoises just chilling at the bottom, eating cacti. Like that is like the coolest enclosure ever. Go ahead.
They're cool tortoises. I mean, my experience with chelonians is pretty limited. Water aquatic turtles I think are just a major pain in the ass. But
much respect, much respect, but it's not for you and me. It's too much,
dude. You should see. You follow Terrapin Station Exotics. You follow Brett and Mike.
No, but I need to. Diamondback.
The guys that own Terra Orb are also like Diamondback Terrapin freaks, and I mean they have like hundreds of these things, and you should see their freaking setups, man. Like
nice.
You want to talk about like I asked because we had them on the show, and I was asking them because that was my biggest gripe when I was keeping aquatic turtles. Is like it seems like there's not a filter on the market that can keep up with these damn things. And they were like, "Oh, well, you need to talk to us because we make our own, and like." These things could keep a freaking like dolphin enclosure clean.
Really?
And yeah, I mean they have the science like broken down, man. They've got it all down pat.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Huh?
Like Florida sucks because they're the Diamondback. I believe it's the Diamondbacks are native to North Florida in like a small area of outside Jacksonville, but you're only allowed.
I think there's some on the Panhandle. There's a couple of subspecies of them. There's a lot of them actually. They're definitely not all the same, but there's some on the Panhandle and the Gulf, I think.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have any terrapins as pets in Florida, except you're allowed to have one per household, I think, or one per person per household. But you can't buy it, sell it, or trade it. I think you're allowed to like field collect one over 4 inches.
I think that's how it is here too. That must be a federal law because I'm almost positive that's how they are here as well. You're not allowed to.
How do guys breed them then? You know?
I don't know. Permits or something.
Yeah, maybe.
But that's another one, like Diamondback terrapins are probably one of my favorite species in native turtle next to the spotteds. And so it was like, let's find someone who keeps those things, like the obscure stuff.
Yeah, of course. You and forgive me because I've listened to every single one of your podcasts and I'm drawing a blank on it, but you and Jake have not had the Terra Orb dive on yet, have you?
We have.
Okay.
It's a many episodes back. But let me see which episode number it is because I don't even remember. Dude, it gets to the point now where I can't keep up with who we've had on and who we haven't. That was episode 30.
Let me look. I'll be that guy. I'll be like, oh yeah, I listened to that, and then I didn't because I'm an idiot, or I may have been doing something obscure in the background. Available episodes. Episode 30, I'm assuming that's 2018.
Yeah. I need to get my boots. My feet are cold. Be right back.
You're a wussy man. So, pardon me for clearing my throat, ladies and germs. All right, Sean, to Colorado, you have to commercial permanent. Oh, okay, that's cool, Sean. That's very cool. I'm sure it's a pain in the ass, but still interesting. Hey, Justin, I can't post their comments like you can I?
I don't know. If you go to the comment on the thing and hit show, it pops up on the screen.
Oh, is that you or is that me?
That's me.
All right, don't touch anything. Me.
Has a little plus and it says show when you hover over the comment.
Nope, can't do it. It's all you. Yep, it's all you. You have the power.
I have the power.
All right, so Monsieur Wagner, what do you breed in Colorado?
Weed. I'm so ready for Carpet Fest, dude.
You're preaching to the choir, pal.
I can't freaking wait. Like, this next month is going to drag.
Oh, my God, that's right. It's a month. Crap.
It is a month away.
You know what I just realized? I never bought the freaking shirt. Crap. Did I miss my window?
Yeah, they're gone, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, Phil, he's a cop.
Oh, nice. Rock and roll. Carpets and
milk snakes.
Dude,
hey.
in Colorado doing carpets and milk snakes. Champion. What kind of milk snakes?
For the record, I don't smoke weed. I've tried it once with brats, and I'm never really doing it again. It was pretty overrated.
Yeah, we're not weed guys. We're not. This is and we're enforcement friendly, FYI.
I didn't understand the hype. I tried it. Brats thought it was hilarious. I slept like a baby. That was probably the best part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
But other than that, I really don't get what the big deal is. I don't know, unless it just wasn't really anything all that good. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's like getting drunk. I feel like everyone should probably try at least once. That way they can have an opinion on it politically. Like, before you go telling everyone they can't have it, like, try it.
Sure. I'll give you that.
I tried it. It's not something I'm going to go out every weekend and do. It's not something I'm going to spend a bunch of money on.
Sure.
I got better things to do with the money. Just
yeah.
It's all right. It wasn't anything special.
Right. Yep. I would much rather spend it on fine cigars and booze. Fine booze.
Hondurans are awesome. I love the Annery Hondurans, man.
He commented. So
Brennan, where are you located? Which Carpet Fest would you be going to?
Bum, bum, bum. The black milks, I absolutely love. The Gaijis, amazing. Absolutely amazing. I think there's only one other triangulum that I like more than the Gaijis, and that is a rare Honduran subspecies called Polyzona, I believe it is, or Polyzona, which I don't even think is a subspecies anymore. But if you can imagine this, imagine a normal Honduran that gets like 6 foot and has a black line down the front of their nose, like a old school medieval helmet, and they're mean as crap. That's a cool milk snake.
I had some Hondurans as a kid. They were really spazzy. I mean, they were still small, so I guess it's kind of to be expected. But
yeah,
they're such pretty snakes, dude. If I was doing milks, it would be Hondurans, like, for sure.
He says
it's so hard. it's hard to beat that orange, like the freaking orange and black, man.
Oh yeah. And the tangerines, dude. Tangerines are stellar. Stellar. Thing about response. What do you mean, Sean, about a response?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they've done Southern Carpet Fest, and they didn't do one last year. I think they did one the year before. That one's in Texas. Like that one's usually with the Texas crowd and sort of that whole area of the country.
Right.
You know, it'd be friggin' sweet if we combined like all of them into like a Bonnaroo, like mega carpet fest.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Put
would be
together like Ultron.
Yeah. Power Rangers. The you would have to do it like every 4 years.
Once a decade. Once a decade.
Once a decade.
Make it a thing. Like make it a thing, man.
You can't do it once a decade, man. You gotta do it like every 4 years, every 5 years.
Gotta make it special.
Hey.
Like, this is the one time in 10 years you're gonna get to do this. Like you better get there.
Bro, it's not Haley's Comet. It's gotta be more than that. It's gotta be.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, you and I are going to be like 70 years old, you know, sitting on a front porch and rocking chairs.
Remember the first one?
Yeah.
The first Mega Fest?
You remember
Back in my day.
The Morelia Fest of 2022? Ho, ho. Remember you got so drunk on Fireball, Ryan Cox? Yes, Dramarcon are literally cobras with no venom.
Cox, I was talking about doing like combining all the Carpet Fest into one mega Carpet Fest. And we can get like Snoop Dogg to come and like do a concert. Or someone, I don't know. Wilson Phillips, whatever.
No, man, you got to get, now I can't remember the guy's name. Crap. The lead singer from Black Flag. Why can't I remember his name?
Henry Rollins.
Henry Rollins, thank you. Jesus. He's a huge snake guy, or at least he used to be. He used to have all kinds of carpets and stuff. And Slash, he's got carpets.
Kerry King.
Yeah.
Damn it. My chair wheels are not cooperating.
Ryan Cox. On that Maker's 46.
Sean, get in touch with Bill Stiegel at Phoenix Herp, or Phoenix Reptiles, rather, and see if he knows about it, because the last time they did it, it was at his place. So either him or Evan Browder, both of them are kind of like the ones that put it on last time. So hit them up.
That is true, Sean. You should do that. You really should. Get a cool logo.
I can tell you, after helping to put together Southeast, it's kind of a giant nightmare.
Really?
It's kind of a pain, but it also depends on who you have helping you, you know.
I think it also depends on, too, is the venue. I mean, I've never been to a carpet fest. This will be my first one going to Cody and Pia's, but
boy,
I imagine if like you did it more normal, where you had like a hotel with like a room rate and the convention in there, and kind of like had it like a.
It's not the same though, man. Like you do it at someone's house, you get to hang out. Like someone graciously hosts all these random people, you know. And I mean, so far from what I've heard, like no one's had any issues with anybody being shady, like doing shady stuff, and like any of these carpet fests. Like everyone's been very cool. You know, I props to Pia and Cody, because if I were Cody and I had a bunch of people in my house with all that, all the venomous shit that he has, I'd be pretty freaking nervous that someone was going to do something stupid. But everyone's very, like last year, everyone was very cordial. Everyone was very cool.
Right.
It's you don't get any of the riffraff, I guess would be the word, but
sure. You don't get some guys like, oh man, let's do a shot, play the Mamba.
Yeah, you don't have people, at Eric Burke's place. You don't have people, trying to shove one of his carpets down their pants or something and take off with it. So it's just it's so strange too, because you have all these people you talk to online on a regular basis, like Ryan Cox there in the chat, and when you see him in person, it's like when you and I first were hanging out at Daytona. It was like we had known each other forever. It
was most definitely. I was like, I'm gonna hug this guy. I'm not really, but in my mind, I'm hugging him because I can't hug him.
And I told Bratz, like, I talked to you more than I talked to him at this rate.
Really?
He needs to step up his game because Phil's like my snake soulmate, and you're I don't know what you are, but he can be very. I can see him being upset by that. I heard I told you I listened to half the podcast so far, and I heard your little thing in the beginning about snakes and stuff. And I'm sorry, Jake, if you watch this, it's not. He doesn't. He doesn't.
I know he doesn't.
He doesn't listen to ControCast. He doesn't do this. Like, he doesn't read the magazine. And it hurts.
I imagine.
I'm like, look, man. I even put an ad in the magazine for him at the last issue.
Yeah.
Like, I need a half-page ad. You got your new logo. Like,
yep.
We'll do
it. Looked good. It looks good. He sent me a picture of his scrubby, and it's funny because because I just got that tannin bar, and he messaged me. He's like, look at my scrub, man. I know it's not as cool as the tannin bar, and I messaged him back. I'm like, no, dude, it's cool.
Tell him to stop being a little bitch.
Well, no, it's cooler than the tannin bar because for me to have a scrub in Florida, like I got all the licenses. I can, not to sound cocky, but I can pretty much have whatever I want. But I still don't have one because it's such a pain in the ass to get, and they're so expensive right now, So I got the tannin bar to kind of like fill my, hey girl.
Hey.
I got the tannin bar to like fill my niche, Hey, where's my?
Oh my God. So we just got a king size bed.
Yes.
We set up the platform and stuff and put the mattress on it last night. Boy, I slept in until 11 o'clock this morning.
Must be nice.
I couldn't tell you the last time I slept in past like 10. And I'm not talking like woke up, went back to sleep. I mean like dead coma, woke up, looked at the clock, said, holy shit, half the day's gone. And then proceeded to like run around like a crazy person.
It's straight brumation.
Oh my God, it was amazing. It's one of those hybrids, so it's not memory foam, but it's not like a traditional mattress. It's like
good.
That
you
thing.
The purple ones, did you?
No, hell no, dude. You can't afford that shit.
Well, no, I'm saying don't get the purple one because there's a whole. I don't know if they did like a lawsuit yet, but there's this whole thing about those purple ones that there's a dust.
I've heard they have like you have to like air them out, like crazy.
Because of that, I guess some guy he set one up and like I guess he was OCD or he was a clean freak or whatever, so he vacuumed it before putting his sheets on, and he pulled out like 3 pints of purple dust. And it's like, yeah, you breathe that in because your face is like on it.
I've heard a lot about them. Like they smell really strong, like some weird chemical smell. Which I mean, when you have a whole mattress made of basically rubber,
Yeah.
It's kind of to be expected.
I guess.
But this one is one of the actually furniture brand ones, and it was on Walmart or Amazon. I think the King is only like $380.
Cool.
And it's stupid comfortable, man. And the platform itself was like $150. So I mean, we got a whole king size setup for
nice,
like $700 if that.
Do you guys have any mammals or no?
No.
Okay.
We're wanting to get a cat.
Cool. Yeah,
I'm a cat guy. So
my ex got me foldable stairs for the dachshund, and it's great because he runs right up them, but he's still terrified to go down. But my bed is so tall that like if he jumps off, like that's it, he's done. So I got to be real careful.
Yeah, this platform's way lower than our other frame was, which I like because if it were up to me, like with our old mattress with the box spring and stuff, it would be like box spring on the floor, mattress on that. Like I like sleeping low for some reason. Like I like being low to the ground, and this one's like the perfect height. Our other one, like if I sat up on it, like my feet wouldn't even touch the freaking floor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's on mine. I mean, I'm a lot shorter than you. You know, you're a tall dude. So
Sleeping in the freaking clouds.
let me ask you this: do you or Katie? I ask all my friends this. I don't know why, but do you or Katie ever sleep with your feet off the end of the bed?
I mean, I kind of do, but by default because I'm longer than pretty much every bed.
I got you. No, like I wake up and like I'm a good, 12 to 18 inches south of the headboard. You know, the dog is sleeping above my head and my feet are off the bed. I'm like, how the hell did I wake up like this? But
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I want to get a cat, but I'm also worried about the cat like fucking with everything.
of course, it's going to. You know, it's going to.
Well, no. Here's the thing. Like when I was living with my buddy, he had a cat, and that cat didn't care about any of that stuff. Like, never went in the room, never went and stared at stuff. Didn't care about the dart frogs. Didn't care about the snakes. Didn't care about the geckos.
You got lucky.
This was the coolest cat ever, literally. So, I'm hoping maybe we can have another one that doesn't care, just like Monty did. But I think my chances of that are pretty slim.
Yeah, I like cats. I like dogs. That's about my extent for mammals. I just don't have the patience or the gumption for anything else.
Snakes spoil you, man.
Mm-hmm.
With every other animal.
Reptiles spoil you.
I was thinking about the whole dart frog thing because I have a girl who's going to be buying a condo from me, I think sometime next month, and she's semi-local. She's up in like the Charleston area, and she's like a marine biologist. And she's like, I go out and work with fish in the field because I can't keep them alive at home.
Oh, really?
And I was like, that's why I keep like dart frogs compared to fish tanks. Like, it's incredible how much easier that whole thing is. Like the whole.
Oh, yeah.
I think my dad tried fish tanks once, and it lasted all of like a month or two, and he was over it. He got like a big 50-gallon, and he could not keep that freaking algae in control, dude. That stuff just took over, and it was such a pain. He did everything, or at least he says he did, to try and make it go away, and it wouldn't, and like fish kept dying, and it was just like, why are you even doing this? I was like, this isn't even worth the freaking effort and the money.
I did fish for a long time, man. All freshwater. But I got out of it just because it wasn't the work. I wasn't enjoying it. I just wasn't. I like the reptiles more, you know? You just got to roll with what you like. And I had the coolest fish, man. The coolest you could get for freshwater.
Mm-hmm.
Predator tanks and stuff. And I did the like South American high acidity, dead leaf tanks and stuff, which makes you really want to have a mata. And then you're like, no, I don't do turtles. Stop. No.
I guess that's kind of what my tadpole tub is with the Vitatus. Like I actually went to PetSmart a week or two ago, and they sell like little freshwater snails.
Right.
Because I had one that somehow just showed up in the aquatic plants that I had. It was a hitchhiker.
Yeah. And
that little dude's been kicking for a hot minute, man. He does a great job. He's like all over that tub. And so I was like, I was in PetSmart and I saw they had snails and they were like $2 a piece. So I was like, well, shit, I'll grab some more.
Cool.
So I threw some in there, and one of them for some reason died. Like all the tadpoles were like all over it, but they were all over like the shell. So that was kind of strange. But like the other ones are doing fine, and it's the same way. There's a ton of almond leaf in there, so it's really the water's like that dark tea color.
Yeah,
a lot of live plants. I got some pothos and some philodendron growing in there, and then some aquatic plants. And
cool.
It's pretty neat. I'm hoping my leucomelis will start reproducing soon, and I'll probably just end up keeping those tadpoles in with the Vitatus, and just as they're getting legs, have 2 separate tubs. One for the Vitatus, one for the Lukes. Pull them and, do their thing. So,
side note, back to Stogies. Cohiba has a shitty glue. Can't really.
I'd rather have a crappy glue than one that I can't get off.
Yeah. Well, no. I'm saying it did not come off nicely. It came off
yeah.
crap. So I'll just have to peel another one later. Are those the guys? No, they're with a letter T, Terra something. They have it's all really, really nice, for lack of a better word, brown stuff, brown plants, brown trees, very, very dead looking, but all fresh water with neon tetras and cool South American species. That you're talking about? Or not.
Yeah,
Gotta
whatever.
text. I follow this one page on Instagram that is basically what I just described, and it's breathtakingly gorgeous, but at the same time, I don't want to do one because it's very muted. And as much as I love it, and I find it incredibly aesthetically pleasing, it's not the pretty display tank that you'd expect to have in a modern home, if that makes any sense.
Dude, check this out. I don't know if you're in like MVF or the Chondro groups.
I'm in a couple of them, but I never look. What do you got?
Well, let me put the cigar down.
That's steroid, isn't it?
Well, yeah, David Brahms at Specialty Enclosure Designs. He's like a really good friend of mine. He's now making these little kits to turn these Ziploc tubs into egg boxes.
Oh, nice.
Like it's got a little slider on it that allows you to open holes on the side or keep them closed.
Very cool.
Like
very cool.
This guy, man.
Is that big?
Like it's raised up so you can have false bottom. Like I'm gonna have to talk to him about maybe sending me one of those kits because I'm anxious to try that. I have one of those tubs. I just bought one. I got one ordered online. I don't know where I put it. Oh, it's in my it's in the room in my closet. Because that was the issue I had with the first time breeding the chondros was like my eggs were getting dried out within the first 2 weeks. And those first 2 weeks, you want like no airflow whatsoever in there. Like you want that sucker airtight. And I was using just a regular shoebox, and the lid was like super loose. And so I talked to a few people, and some people were like, "No, they look fine." I had other people tell me like, "Dude, those are dehydrated because they were denting pretty heavily."
Mm-hmm.
And so I went and bought a bigger egg box because if you think about it, and you may know this just from your time with fish, but apparently maintaining like larger amounts of water as far as conditions is easier when there's more of it.
Way easier
than small tanks.
Yeah, much more forgiving.
So I've upgraded from that 6 quart to that's like a 16 quart that I bought.
Okay.
So I'm anxious if these freaking chondros would breed again. There's a lot I'm going to change up as far as the egg box and stuff goes this time around that I think I'll be more successful with. We'll see. So.
Yeah, I mean, I have faith in you. You've done it once already. You know what I mean?
Yeah, barely by the freaking skin of my teeth.
But you did it, right?
I reckon.
Can't I killed all my gecko eggs this year unknowingly, and I'm upset by it, but I'm not disappointed because it's a journey. And I look back and I can confidently say that I think they were all infertile, but I'm just going to chalk it up to a learning experience, and there's always going to be next year. I found that guy or girl or whatever this is, Tannin Aquatics, right? Absolutely stunning. Okay, let's let that focus.
Oh yeah, I love stuff like that, dude. Where it looks like the bottom of like Blackwater swamps kind of thing.
Yeah, gorgeous. Let me find a good representation of what they do. It's almost all that black water like you were talking about, but it's all microhabitat. It's rimless, which is just stunningly gorgeous. Here's one that is black background mangrove, which I thought for brackish, and it looks like he's got looks like there's some puffers or maybe some archer fish in there, but hold on,
that's so cool.
That.
Like that mangrove sort of swamp looking.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, it's not. I don't think it's something you really want to just have on display. It's definitely for the naturalistic enthusiast.
Mm-hmm.
And then they put it on where there's no water, and I get deceived because they post so much stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, that's an awesome arid enclosure for like scorpion geckos or something. I'm like, oh no, that's just a fish tank with no water in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that would be freaking sweet, dude.
Like, it just looks awesome.
Like a nice communal group of sculpts or something.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. You know, and then they do like that one's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I like those open top sort of. Like it grows out of the walls of the glass kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know what you call it, but
If you could have, I mean, there's very few snakes that would not escape. But if you had a species of aquatic snake that you knew wasn't going to climb out, that would be so awesome.
mm-hmm.
You know, rimless, seamless, open top tank. But the
I mean, you could probably do that with tentacles, right?
Yeah,
I've never kept them. I don't really know anything about tentacles other than that they're like they exist.
I've never had tentacles, but I've had multiple species of elephant trunk,
Uh-huh.
and they never got out. But at the same time, it's one of those things where you'd have to have a really big enclosure, man, because they get.
Yeah, we had we did that episode with Let me look it up. Damn it.
Oh, I'm reading what Cox is saying. Yes, I have a douche hound, and okay, yeah, with the neon guppies and stuff. Okay,
Tony Doyer. We had Tony Doyer on to talk about elephant trunk snakes, and he was saying the same thing. Like his enclosures for those are huge.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he keeps his like in groups too, and so they have to be like even bigger than what you would normally have for a single.
Right. You figure if you have a single snake, you need at least a 75-gallon tank. Easy.
Oh, I'd probably even go bigger than that.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Why not? Now, what's funny is Fish and Wildlife in Florida kind of messed up. There's a rumor that hydrophila are banned in Florida, and because they don't want them to accidentally get exposed to the Atlantic Ocean. Totally makes sense because they would totally survive in South Florida. They really would.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still on the application. So no one's ballsy enough to put sea snake on there. You know what I mean?
Just to see what would happen.
Yeah. So I decided that next year when I renew all my licenses, if it's on there, I'm putting it on there. And I'll see what they say. But here, and that's the other thing too, like, where are you going to get one? You know? Like, where you don't buy one. Where do you buy one?
Yeah.
You know?
I'm sure someone somewhere has some.
Well, there was those ones that guys were finding yellow bellies that came up from Costa Rica. They were finding them in like Baja California and stuff, and like Southern California. But like on the beach basking or whatever. But you have to export that or not export, but you have to ship that from California or something. I don't even know if that's allowed. I don't even know if they're protected.
What's today? Today's the 5th?
I don't know. I don't
It
have
is the 5th. I bought some fruit flies.
Yeah?
I hope those things are still alive. It's pretty cold.
Oh, they're to be delivered?
Yeah, tomorrow probably.
Got yourself a little hottie eye.
I got melanogaster.
Melanogaster.
I'm at the point now with frogs where I need to probably keep a solid 5 cultures going at the same time just so I don't run out.
Really?
Yeah. I'm tired of like trying to plan ahead and only keep like 2 or 3 at a time. Now I'm just like, screw it, dude. Like keep as many as I can going. Because I just started a rice flower beetle culture too, just for in between when I do get low.
Cool.
But I found who is it here? Someone on eBay sells fruit fly cultures for a hell of a deal. I got a 4-pack of melanogaster cultures for $20.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's from someone who like just does fruit fly stuff pretty much.
Where they located?
Somewhere in the Midwest.
Nice. So Mr. Wagner, what did you see for sale per se?
I think he's talking about sea snakes.
I know. That's why I want to know what.
Oh, okay.
Because that's crazy.
I got you. Yeah, Suburban Fly is the person who sold them.
Suburban Flies. That's cool.
Yes. And then check this out too. Let me see. Show you what else I got. Taking it back to the days of old. It got me one of these bad boys right here.
Ye old shirts. Oh my God, you found one. Dude,
they're on eBay.
Dude, I have almost all the snake ones except I don't have the Chondra one, but I have them. I have the pythons one, I have the venomous one, I have the snakes of the Southeast US one, but they're from when I was like 12. And needless to say, I am not the same size as I was back then. So I actually put one on, like not paying attention. I thought it was a different shirt. I just black shirt, I grabbed it and I put it on and like it came like above my belly button. And I was like, oh God, how do I get out of this? What did I just do?
You need to get you one of these, dude.
No, my name is not Tarzan.
Wear them at Daytona this year.
Oh God. Horrible.
I was thinking about that when I got this one though. I was like, I wonder if there's someone who has every single one of those shirts.
I'm sure.
And if one day that collection of shirts will be worth like millions.
It won't be. I don't think it'd be worth millions. You know what I really want, and I've been procrastinating the shit out of it, and now I'm even more sad because my last Amy died. There's the Tel Hicks painting of the Bredli stalking the two Amy on the rock. You know what I'm talking about? I always wanted that painting, and I still do because they're like my two favorite, And then my baby died, and I want to cry like a little girl.
Just let it out, man.
Yeah. 2006, 2007, when you saw them, crap. Where was I then? I was doing snakes then. Yeah.
Me too.
I don't even think I had stuff at home back then because I was doing so much stuff with like Strictly and the old Exotic and stuff like that. And I was just like, I don't need to take stuff home. I play with it every day,
It fascinates me that you like had time with them because I'm so fascinated after reading the books and stuff. I'm so like interested to hear because that Dragon Traders book had a decent chapter on Strictly. And a lot of those other guys and stuff, and it's just like, man, like I wish I could be a fly on the freaking walls of those places back when all the crap was going on, man. It's like the Wild West.
My first day going into the Venomous room at Strictly, I wasn't even working there. I was working for Jay Eaton, and at the time he had a contract for reptiles and rodents for a bunch of local chain pet stores. And I was going to Strictly maybe 3 days a week to pick stuff up and drop stuff off. And I was doing Venomous then, and personally, and I had to pick up something for somebody, baby Gaboon Viper, I don't remember, something dumb. And I went in the Venomous room, and it was right after their previous guy had passed away of old age. And when I walked in the Venomous room, the walls were yellow. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Why is the Venomous room yellow? I didn't think anything of it. And then some years later, when I was actually the Venomous guy at Strictly, one of the guys that worked there, he told me that the old guy, his name was Art. And Art was a good old boy.
I think he was mentioned in the book.
I guarantee you Art was mentioned. Well, Art chain smoked like a son of a bitch. And that room's walls were yellow from Art. And apparently they painted it over like 3-4 times white, and it just seeped through.
Jesus.
Which is funny because back then we all smoked. We all smoked in our respective rooms. We smoked in the warehouse. Everyone smoked in the office. It was just everyone who worked there smoked. So I smoked in the Venomous room. And that actually helped me a lot with a mentoring tactic. We take breaks. And originally, we always joke, oh, Phil needs a smoke break, so all the Venomous guys at the class have to take a smoke break. I was like, no. You take a smoke break, whether you smoke or not, is to break up the monotony of removing animal after animal after animal, And I really...
Your mind starts drifting, man.
Mine starts drifting. And we've had a lot of accidents. Let me rephrase that. Had a lot of close calls because of that. And I've since then, anytime I mentor someone, I implore take a smoke break.
Right.
You know,
There's nothing wrong with putting, pressing pause. I think about that with like Jim Harrison a lot, man. Think about just the freaking. Apparently he's big on like meditation and yoga and stuff now or something.
If that's what works for him,
and it's like, I mean, yeah, you kind of have to be like, leave all the cluttered mind bullshit at the door when you're going in. You got to be like, to be on like that all the time. It's just complacency is gonna happen.
Right. The other thing
crazy.
It's crazy. The other thing that I adopted from working at Strictly, and I am not the end all be all venomous mentor, but I take pride in what I do. And I have developed a lot of what if tactics. What if this happens? What if that happens? If 5 things are feasibly possible, you don't know if all 5 are going to happen. You don't know if one of the 5 are going to happen. But if you're prepared for all 5, then it doesn't matter what happens because you're prepared for them. So certain things like checking the door jamb of the venomous room when you walk in. I learned that the hard way because I walked in the venomous room and there's multiple procedures. So one of the first things I teach new apprentices is, how do you open the door? Well, there should always be a window into your room.
Right.
If there's not a window, then obviously you act accordingly. Like, for example, my venomous room, there is no window, but I still do the same precautions. So I unlock the door. I open the door, whether it be with my hand or not. And once I've cracked it past the actual door lock, I then use my snake hook and I push the door wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Something's on top of the door, it's going to fall down, or maybe its tail is going to drape over the door jamb and I'm going to see that. Right. At the same time, the light switch should be very, very near the door because then I can flip the light on with my snake hook so I can get a better vantage point of what's going on. And that's because Green Mamba almost fell on my head.
Jesus.
And that was because whatever enclosure it was in, someone didn't secure it properly. And there was a window into the Strictly Venomous room. And I look in the window, the lights are off. I don't see anything on the floor, because you figure if something's out, it's going to be sitting on the floor. And I open the door, I unlock it, I open the door, I push the hook open, I flip the light on. And as I flip the light on, the thing goes flop, flop, bloop. And it fell 8 feet from where it was sitting, which obviously knocked him around a little bit. And he was a little like, whoa, what just happened? Which gave me time to scoop him up and throw him in a trash can. Containment trash can, excuse me, for those of you who don't know.
No, you didn't throw him in the garbage.
Yeah, throw him in the garbage, yeah. For those of you who don't know, most venomous keepers use a very large, what is it? Not hefty. Who makes those big gray trash cans?
The trash can company.
We use those large gray trash cans as a containment vessel for multiple species of venomous. So I threw them in the trash can, assessed what I was doing, and continued. So I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about venomous. I learned a lot about animals. I would have Tom Crutchfield come in that venomous room 3 times a week. And as much as we joke about his ego, he is a wealth of knowledge. I got in my first set of Bushmasters ever. They were from Suriname. I had like 15, 3-month-old Suriname Bushmasters. And I set them up how I thought they should be set up. And Tom came in and he was very, very, very angry and very astute. And you're doing this wrong. And I kind of roll my eyes like, okay, Tom.
Okay, boomer.
Yep. Tell me how to do this. Right. And then as he proceeded to mumble yell at me, I realized that he's 110% correct. And I set those things up and they all did well and they all ate and we sold them appropriately. And like I said, man, Strictly it used to be a hell of a ride, but I learned a lot. I met a lot of cool people. It was a great time.
How does one get employed by such, like, in that sort of corner of the industry, working with
it comes
underground and Strictly? And
so it comes down to people need employees, and a lot of times Strictly was infamous for hiring people that knew absolutely nothing about animals. And in some ways, that's a great thing.
Well, I've heard Cam at Bushmasters the same way.
Yeah.
Like, you want a clean slate.
Right. No bad habits.
Yeah.
No bad habits, no ego, no anything, you know? So Brute, yes, Cox. Thank you, Brute. I have a Brute upstairs right now. How can I forget that? But going back to the Strictly thing is that no bad habits. You get to teach them exactly how you want them to be, which is good or bad. You know what I mean? But it's kind of cool when you see somebody who comes in who needed a job and they're like, "What's that? Checkerboard bellied snake?" And I go, "That's a corn snake." Wow, that thing looks exotic. Well, where's that from? Well, it's from our backyard. We caught it out back. So it's good, but it's also bad. You kind of got to play around with it. Me personally, I got hired because I was working for Jay. And like I said, I was there like 3 days a week, picking stuff up, dropping stuff off. And the owner, of Strictly, basically pulled me aside one day and was like, "Hey, I know you work for Jay, but I don't know how much you work for him. But if you want to moonlight with me, I need another venomous guy because the venomous guy I got can't work a whole week." He's like, "Listen, you just come in whenever you want, clock in, clock out, just however many hours you need, however many hours need to be done with the animals, and just do that way." I was like, "That's awesome." So I worked it out with Jay. I was doing like 4 days with Jay, and then I was doing like 2 afternoons at Strictly and like Friday and Saturday at Strictly. And it was cool, man. If I had to roll in at 10 o'clock, nobody really cared as long as the animals got taken care of, And
That's cool.
much as the management there is they're all characters to say the least. They're all great people and never had really any issues ever. I've also got a lot of stories for off camera.
I'll say it's a very interesting. If anyone's read The Lizard King by Brian Christie or the Dragon Traders, then you've heard of the Van Nostrands, and there's a very tumultuous history there.
Yeah,
and The Lizard King is a great book to read. It's very interesting because that book is almost entirely like focused on those guys, more or less.
Yeah. Pops was kind of displeased when it came out.
No, I can imagine.
He was like, "Go buy my book, but don't read it."
Don't even crack open the cover.
Yeah.
Just know that I'm in it.
Exactly.
I don't know. It's just something I've always wondered is like, getting involved with like underground and stuff. It's like, how do you, you just pop in and be like, "Hey, I want a job." And they're like, "Okay, here's a hook. Go clean our mambas."
You want to know how I got hired underground?
Yeah.
I had just turned 18 and I was working at a different pet shop.
Just a boy, almost a man.
Just a boy, almost a man. Actually, I was a man at that point. My voice is the same. And I walked in, and the manager at the time, I was in there all the time. I was in there 4 or 5 days a week. "Hey, goes for Southeast Carpet Fest. You got to tell me, lady." Okay. No problem, Cox. I got you, bro. You got to remind me, though. So I walk in underground, and everyone was telling me, "You should work for underground. You should work for underground. You should work for underground." And I was like, "No, man. They're like the elite. I can't do that. I don't know enough." So I didn't know, but anybody can be a cricket boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I went in there and I was like, "Hey, I'm looking for a job. I'm not happy at the pet shop that I'm at now. What do you got?" And the manager at the time there, he's like, "Dude, why didn't you ask me months ago?" He says, "I've been looking for a guy." He says, "I've been looking for a guy just like you." He says, "Let me talk to the owner and go from there." I said, "All right, cool." Didn't fill out an application, didn't do nothing. And then the manager calls me back like a couple days later. He says, "Hey, are you free Wednesday?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Why don't you come by, fill out an application, and then Ryan, who owns Underground, he says, Ryan, I'll give you a call and you figure it out." I said, "Okay." Went in, did the application. And sure as crap, that Friday, Ryan calls me and says, "Hey, why don't you," he calls me early in the morning, says, "Why don't you come in for an interview?" I said, "No problem." I said, "What time?" He says, "Oh, no, come in at like 2. So I go, and Ryan's there, and he's like, "Hey, Philly, man, how's it going?" Give like the man hug, And I just seen him like 3 days prior, But that's how it is, man. It's all like family. And he's like, what are you getting today?" And I was like, "Nothing. I'm here for the interview." He goes, "What interview?" I said, "Ryan, you just called me like 4 hours ago to come in for an interview." He goes, "Oh, you're the Phil." And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You don't need an interview." He goes, go start cleaning cricket bins. I was like, okay, that was it. And I got hired. Now, the Jay Eaton story is even more hilarious because anybody who knows Jay, this story is literally him in a nutshell. I had left Underground and Wagner's out.
Yeah, Sean, definitely do that. Find me on Facebook if you're on there. I know a lot of cop buddies that aren't because they don't want to be. But hit me up. We'll make it happen. Put you in the right direction.
Woo. On fire.
Don't go burning your dick off.
Dude, this wrapper is like imploding on me.
It's looking a little rough.
Yeah, dude, look at it. It's like a cartoon. It's like a cartoon cigar.
Jesus.
Like when it blew up. That's funky. So, what was I saying?
Eaton?
Oh, yeah. So I had left Underground or do you know what? No, I didn't leave Underground. I think I was only working there a couple days a week because I was still in college. And I was working like 3 days a week. And prior to working for Underground, when I had worked at that other pet shop, there was a little lady there, this cute little blonde lady, a lot older than me. And she's like, oh, you would love my son, Jay. You got to meet my son, Jay. He's got cobras. He's got all kinds of cool stuff. You would love Jay. So I went online. And at this time, nobody had Facebook because Facebook was only if you were enrolled in an actual university.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And I found his webpage and I emailed him. I was like, hey, my name is Phil. This is what I do. This is what I know how to do. I want to get into Venomous more. Or actually, it wasn't even more. It was just I want to get into Venomous and take me on, And I never heard anything. And then she would ask me, she's like, hey, did you ever email my son? And I go, no, I tried to email him and he didn't reply. Oh, I'll tell him to call you. So a couple months go by. I sent him another email. Nothing. A couple months go by. I mean, like, this is like 6 month spans. Now it's been like a year or two into me contacting him with no reply. And I'm at Underground and the manager there is like, hey, man, are you still looking to moonlight a little bit? And I said, yeah, hey, I need the money. He's like, because my good friend is looking for a guy who knows how to do Venomous. I said, okay, what's his name? He goes, his name's Jay. I was like, are you kidding me? He goes, no. He goes, does you know him? I said, no, I don't know him. I've been trying to email him to do stuff for a year and a half now. What the heck? So he's like, all right, don't worry about it. I'll call him. So he calls Jay. Obviously, I wasn't there for the conversation, but it went something along the lines of, holy crap, I've been ducking that guy for 2 years. So for whatever reason, that's how it was. And that's literally how I got hired. He called me on my cell phone out of the blue. I didn't even have his number. And he's like, hey, so-and-so speaks highly of you. Come work for me. And I was like, all right, let's do it. Let's roll. So I don't know. Maybe I got lucky in that way.
Ow.
Easy killer. You good?
No. My lighter's out of fluid, so I got to use matches.
So yeah, maybe I got lucky in that way. Maybe it was the stars were in alignment, but it definitely working for all these importers, exporters, pet shops. It definitely helped me learn a lot about everything. And obviously, you never are full up. You always need more knowledge. You always need more stuff.
Right.
Why I feel like this chapter of my life is awesome because I get to hang out with you and Jake and the NPR people and just like talking to everybody and Cox, man. Cox and I were talking about everything from retics to machine guns the other day. It's awesome. He lives 1,200 miles away. I would have never met the guy, let alone had cool conversations like that with him. It's awesome.
Well, that's something just with the podcast and stuff too, and this, and like I like sort of that aspect of it helping to bring the community together at some point. Like I had Riley on the last episode, which you were busy doing whatever you're doing, but like Riley was like, yeah, I just got off work. I'm hanging out at home. Like, I'll jump on. And so I had him, and then I had Chris from Badlands, Herpetoculture. He jumped on, and they had never met.
Really?
And so I was like, you don't know Chris. Like, Chris, this is Riley. Riley, this is Chris.
Yeah.
And, it's just that kind of stuff. I think it's like that's the big thing with the ChondroCast, especially is, we can talk about the care of green trees over and over and over until we're blue in the face. And I guess to a degree we do, but like we see all these names in MVF and all the groups and stuff, but we don't really know much about the people that are actually posting.
Yeah.
So it was like, let's, sort of introduce people to the rest of the community as far as like backstory and, what they're focused on and stuff. So I don't know. I like to be a vessel.
It's great. I love you as a vessel.
Mm.
The it's just all awesome, man. Like I'm legit freaking happy. It's great.
Yeah. It's wild too, because like when I heard that you were, with Underground and Strictly, and you hear all these like horror stories about, all these different companies that are especially like importers and stuff. It's like, oh man. It's like then hanging out with you and stuff, it's like he's incredibly normal and like legit and well adjusted. And I don't know, like everyone, a lot of importers, doesn't really matter who it is, they always get sort of this stigma, I guess.
Oh, guaranteed. Absolutely. You got to remember it was the mantra of if it's sick, sell it quick. Like that's how it was, man. And that's just it's crappy. It's really crappy. It's inhumane. It's morbid, but that's how it was. And now we're getting out of that, and we've learned. And I was actually talking to a friend recently about how the herpetoculturist of the 21st century has very much what's that? Oh, Jesus, man. yeah, right. If it's sick, sell it quick. But it's the 21st century herpetoculturist is very much and I'm going to piss off a lot of people by saying this, it's a hipster mentality. The niche makes it unique, makes it interesting, and people want to be the best at their niche, whether it be reptiles as a whole or Europlatus or pancake tortoises or knobtail geckos. And that stems it greater. And you've got guys like Lawrence, who is a scrub guru, and he's only been doing it for like 5 years, and he's spreading the knowledge, not holding it back, not hoarding it for himself.
Right.
So he can be the only scrub guy. And it's like you guys have said on the podcast before, is that the Morelia, and Eric and Owen talk about it a lot too, is the Morelia group of people are always willing to share. And no, they're not going to give you the recipe book on how to breed Bruffies. It's not going to happen. Do your homework and figure it out on your own. They're going to give you helpful tips. They may help you troubleshoot a little bit, but it's still warm and welcoming and community, which we didn't have 15 years ago. You didn't. You just didn't. Oh, you bought an import Biak. Guess what? It died. Tough shit. Now it's not the same way. Now it's, hey, these are things that can happen. Let's do what we know to try and prevent said things from happening.
Well, people are still going to get shit for, they go to Petco, see a Biak, spend, $350 on it, and it's already on its deathbed. And it's like, you bought it on impulse. Like, be prepared to get some shit because you should have thought about it before you bought it.
Yeah.
For me, like, my frustration is with the people that are, I don't know. I always it's always tough for me to talk about because I always feel like it makes me sound like a fucking snob. But like people who go out, buy a bunch of adults, be it chondros or anything, and they're like, I'm going to breed these, next year.
Yeah.
And
you're entitled to feel that way. You know that.
Well, it's frustrating because it's like you come in, you want all the answers. It's like we've all put in the time and effort into learning these things and figuring it out for ourselves. Like, to me, it's just like you don't just get to kind of waltz in and be like, I'm in the circle now.
So for a while, I did house calls, fish tanks, reptile enclosures, basically, millionaires would contract me to go and clean their child's bearded dragon cage once a week.
You were Deuce Bigelow for
I was
everything.
Yeah, pretty much. I did not get all of the extracurricular benefits, but yeah, I was, for lack of a better word, that's what it was. And pay your dues, no amount. Yeah, no, I agree, Cox. So I would get this. I had this one guy. This guy was millionaire status, but not like Rockefeller. Like, he had a lot of money.
Mhm.
He loved Panther Chameleons. He thought Panther Chameleons were the coolest thing in the world. And he spent tens of thousands of dollars with Underground buying like the nicest Panther Chameleons you can get.
Mhm.
And he had these beautiful open air enclosures in a climate controlled room. And I would go there and throw in crickets and like miss them once a week. And then when they didn't breed, he got upset. And then he hired another kid who was a chameleon kid, like 16 or whatever, to
The
come.
chameleon kid.
Yeah. And that kid wound up getting all the breed. And he bought incubators and he did it. And I realized it pissed me off so bad when I would hear that guy say, "Oh yeah, I breed Panther Chameleons." And it's like, no, mother effer. You spent a lot of money and got it that way. But then I look back and I go, when it comes down to it, his notoriety, it means dick. It's that 16-year-old kid who's probably 28 now, 25 now, however old he is, and hopefully he's still breeding these panthers, and hopefully he's killing it, making a name for himself. Like, good for him.
Yeah.
So I say that you're totally justified in feeling the way you feel, but I also have to remind myself, don't take it personally, because like you've said before, reputation's going to explain itself.
Right.
You know?
It's like I said, I feel like it kind of makes me sound like a snob, but it's just like Cox said, like we've all put in the time, we've all put in the effort. It's like you spend your whole life working towards buying a Lambo or something, and you finally get it and it's awesome, and then you have some like trust fund kid who goes and buys one. It's like, you didn't earn it. Like, that's my thing, is like earning it. Not that I've done anything spectacular by any means. Like, I'm not. I don't know. Like, there's a guy that does chondros, and he bought a ton of adults and stuff, and I helped him out at first and sent him in the direction of people, because he called me originally looking for some animals, which I didn't have. And so I said, I'll send you in the direction of some people who probably do. Get in contact with them. I highly recommend them. And he did. And he ended up buying a bunch of chondros from some friends and stuff. I'm like, that's cool. And then he just really went balls to the wall, and he had talked to some other friends of mine, and he was kind of talking some smack about how he's going to be, this big name in chondros, and it's like, dude, like, get some time with the frickin' species.
Yeah.
Before you go sort of acting like you're now going to be up in like the higher echelon of people that have put decades into this.
Right.
And I just, not, like I said, not that I'm in the echelon by any means or anything like that. I really haven't done a whole lot myself. I just kind of do what I want to do, and that's it. But like, I really don't know how to explain it, but
you don't have to. Everything you said makes sense, and all of us herpers can relate to it. We can. Whether you've been doing it for 2 years, whether you've been doing it 6 months, whether you've been doing it 20 years, we all can relate to what you're saying. And we've all felt that same, what's the word I'm looking for? That same like cocky, like this guy gets to do that. Like, this guy thinks he can do that. We've all felt that, and you just kind of.
Yeah. It's sort of like, for me, it's odd because I shouldn't feel that way, because what they do literally has absolutely nothing to do with me. It does not matter.
Mm-hmm.
What they're doing has no effect on me. They lose animals, they create animals, whatever. They sell them, great, good for them. Has zero bearing on me and mine.
Right. I compare that. What were you saying?
It's just it's just frustrating when you've put in a ton of time and learning and like the growing pains of the hobby and stuff.
Makes you who you are.
You've experienced these things and you've dealt with you've done the put in the blood, sweat, and tears and stuff into it, and then just someone's like, yeah, I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna do it in like 6 months. And it's like,
yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, it could be snobby. I don't really want to be.
I see how you feel that it's snobby, but it's not. And the fact that you realize that you're allowed to feel the way you feel, but you still don't convey it more than it needs to be conveyed. I go through the same thing. I don't want to say that I'm self-conscious that I'm that guy, but knobtails, like I'm a knobtail addict, man. And I know a lot of shit. I won't not to sound cocky. I know a lot of shit, but I don't know nearly as much as Steve Sykes or Justin Julander or any of these guys that have been doing it for literal decades. And I reach out to them, Joe Hub, like, dude, like these guys do this. Like that's their thing. I aspire to be like them. So as much as I can, give some quasi advice to newbies, I won't dare overstep my bounds and say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, or, oh, no, don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. No, they do, because I learned it from them.
Right. Well, I mean, then this guy got upset because, I kind of stopped talking to him after a while, after I kind of realized what he was all about. And
right.
Apparently he noticed that, and then he basically was like, everyone's been really cool to me, you haven't, it's like you want nothing to do with me. And I'm like, dude, I just like,
you're like, dude,
what does it matter? Like exactly. I was like, I could have easily told you the first time you called me, like, sorry, dude, I'm not the guy to talk to.
Yeah.
I did help him, and it was like, yeah, like I'm not your biggest fan. I'm not going to lie. Like that's the thing is like the internet, like no one's under any obligation to like me. I don't think that.
Exactly.
Someone doesn't like me, it's like, whatever, sorry. That's not that I'm saying like I'm awesome or anything like that, but yeah. It's like, I'm not responsible for your emotions.
Mm-hmm. I would say in the past 3 to 5 years, I've had a lot of people that I've learned dislike me. And it's because I was too strict and venomous. And I don't care.
Which is that's hilarious to me too. It's
yeah,
like, is there such a thing?
There is, apparently.
Because I don't think there is. We talked about that at Daytona.
I know. It's asinine to me.
There's a ton of people in Venomous that like legitimately, and I could say this because I know there's plenty of other people that would say the same thing. Like they have there's no reason they should be having those animals.
Yeah.
But this is America. You can do whatever you want.
I love it when someone dislikes me and they've never met me. Like, that's hilarious to me. It makes no sense. And I recently had a former apprentice go off on his own. And I don't like talking bad about people, but he told some mutual acquaintances that I had personally never actually met. We knew of each other, but we just never talked, never met, whatever. We weren't even Facebook friends. And he told them horrible things about me. Told them that I was fired from Underground because I was hitting on 10-year-old girls. Told them that I was bad talking them, saying, because one of them works out a lot, is like into fitness stuff. Is like I spread rumors that they were on roids and like just asinine stuff that is not relative to snakes at all. You know what I mean? And it's just mind-boggling to me, and it all stems because I flat out told them, no, you can't do that because it's dangerous.
Sorry for trying to save your digit, limb, or life.
Yeah. Sorry for trying to save our very small group of individuals so that we don't lose the privilege we have to keep these animals. Because it's not a right, it's a privilege. And I don't want to lose that privilege because you have to showboat.
I'll never understand it, man.
Never understand it.
I don't get it.
Yep.
Any of the free handling stuff, it makes no sense.
And I told you, man, I've free-handled some stuff. I free-handled some stuff because I was and being a jerk. I've also free-handled stuff because I had to, because a hook was not an option. You know, you have a 13, 14-foot king cobra, you're not going to use a hook. You have to use your hands. But I'm also not in someone's backyard throwing it up in the air on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, and what's funny is certain individuals like that are, I would consider, good friends. They've never burned me. I've never burned them. But they're entitled to do what they want to do, you know. But when you're a student and you're under my tutelage, and you're not going to do that, you know what I'm saying? It's just not going to happen.
Asshole.
And you can't get mad at me because I won't let you use a. Yeah, we're done with this. Cox put it perfect.
Yeah, Cox
How's
is
that
right.
smoke?
This one's actually really good. This is another archetype. This is a Strange Passage.
Cool. Oh, cool band. Cool band.
It's all right. It's not as cool as the other ones, but this is probably the best one I've had so far out of the bunch. I've got another one in here I haven't smoked yet. I'll smoke that tomorrow, but this one is very tasty. I like this one a lot.
Nice. My lady friend, Sid, that you met the other night when we live streamed for like 10 seconds at the cigar bar,
Yep.
she got me for Christmas, she got me a little mini cigar book. It's 32 bands with notes. So,
like a little dossier kind of thing.
yeah, well, that's exactly what I called it. I called it a dossier. So I'm eager. I gotta find the perfect ones to put in there. I gotta get the perfect pen so I don't like bleed the ink.
Right.
I'm excited. It'll be like a nice little weekend hobby to do it. See if I can bang out all 32 in a weekend.
I'm trying to. This one's really good. I'm trying to kind of guess the wrapper on this one.
No, I did not. I'm supposed to get one in the shop this week, Cox. It looks good. You know, I just hope that the fit and finish on it is not indicative of their most recent products, because as much as I love the company and I still love the company, the fit and finish is kind of meh. You know what I mean?
Archetype.
And Witch Blood. Free handling is not okay, in my opinion. Manipulating an animal safely where the animal is comfortable and using your hands is completely different than free handling. I actually was just talking to a longtime friend yesterday about touch and reading the snake and manipulating the animal to your liking, but at the same time they're completely relaxed and comfortable to get a desired result. That I think is great, and building the technique of handling the animal so the animal remains calm. That's a great thing that takes time. It takes patience. You know, reaching the cage and grabbing a snake doesn't take patience. It doesn't take time. You just reach in to grab it and cross your fingers, then you don't get nabbed. So I'm not about free handling. I am about using technique to put the animal at ease to make your task of removing the animal easier, if that makes any sense. That was kind of long-winded. Sorry, guys.
You know why I like this so much?
Why do you like it so much?
Because it has Corojo in it. I just looked it up. It's Ecuadorian Habano, and it's got Corojo binder in it. And I'm anything with Corojo.
Nice.
It's Honduran Corojo at that. And I'm usually not a fan of Honduran tobacco, but
right.
Oh, it's good.
Good stuff. Oh, do I have time to grab another stick or no?
I mean, probably. I'm only halfway through this one.
Okay, I'll be right back.
As far as free handlers go, I feel no remorse for them when something happens, and have no sympathy. You play with fire, you get burned. Sorry. Just like if I was driving my car like a dickhead and got in a wreck and wrapped my shit around a telephone pole. It's nobody's fault but my own. It's chilly. I'm shaking in my boots. No, I really want to get him on the show though, Cox. He's on the list. But talking to him and that article he submitted on Nerodia has me kind of tempted to, which I've mentioned in previous episodes that I really don't understand the hype around Nerodia, but after seeing all the different bandits and stuff that he has, it's really tempting. I see a lot of Nerodia around here too, especially during like baby season. My parents have a pool, and then their neighbors have a pool, and they're almost always pulling baby bandits out. So next time I come across one of those, I may just have to hold on to it, give them a shot. It was actually really surprising too, because if you read that article on Nerodia, he actually keeps them very dry. He really doesn't keep them like a lot of people, I think, in the past, keeping them in like an aquatic-ish, like paludarium kind of setup is what you would think they would like, but he keeps his like bone dry on pine with big water bowls that they can't tip over. It's really interesting. I like the salt marsh snakes too. Those are cool. I was seeing those too. I didn't know what the price was. I didn't ask him. I try, like, I'm at a point now where if I see something for sale that I'm really interested in, but I know I'm probably not going to get it, I try to avoid just asking for the price if I'm not serious. What's that? That looks like a Liga.
Baby Liga.
Baby Liga.
Baby Liga.
Is it a 9 or a T52?
9. Baby 9. Baby 9, I wasn't paying attention because I was rushed. I was like, where are my Ligas? Where are my Ligas? Oh no, the dog. I have to pet the dog because the dog's being neglected inside. Oh, and then I used the Calibri that you gave me, and I literally took the whole cap off.
Yeah. I mean, that's my only complaint with those cutters is they're really deep, and if you're cutting something small, you really gotta kind of sneak up on it.
Oh, nothing is, dude.
The only thing better than a Liga number 9 is a Liga T52.
No, see, I don't argue that, man. I like the 9 better, I think. It's just, and it's bad, man, because like, easy, Bubba. I'll deep throat some cigars on accident, and like I love the Baby Liga because I literally can get up to the band, and it's just a perfect draw. Look at you. Was it a road torch?
Apparently, it's like the Olympic torch.
Mm-hmm. Oh, just the perfect oily wrapper and just the perfect draw. You know, it aerates perfectly, no matter how bad.
I like 9s, man, but T52s are my jam. T52s just like that Connecticut broadleaf Maduro. On just about any cigar, and I mean this goes for the Romacraft Cro-Mags too. It's just a fairly like one-trick pony of a wrapper as far as flavor goes. Like what you get is what you get. You know, with the Habano that you get on the T52 and the Aquitaine for Romacraft. You know, I don't know. There's just a lot more going on.
Yeah,
flavor-wise, but I do like that size. In both those, it's a lot stronger than a Toro. Yeah.
My only concern is that I have to remind myself to draw less in less of a frequency. Otherwise, it gets too hot, and I don't like it.
Yeah. Those Connecticut broadleaf seem to burn a little hotter. That's something I like to do too. If I have like 2 cigars that, like the Aquitaine and the Cro-Magnon is the same cigar, it's just a different wrapper. Like the Fiddler and the Binder are identical.
Okay.
But you smoke those and they're 2 completely different cigars, flavor-wise.
Really?
So what I like to do is like I'll buy 2 and I'll smoke them both at the same time and kind of like
Compare.
you really see the difference then. Obviously, I get like the smaller size of each. I'm not smoking like 2 Toros, just going back and forth.
right. Yeah. 2 feral pigs.
Yeah, I don't. Cox. Yeah, like I said, if I come across some baby Nerodia, once it starts warming up around here, I may hold on to them and dry them out.
Is that your way of saying, Phil, get some baby banded Floridas and bring them to Carpet Fest for you?
No, I mean, we find there's plenty of them around here. Like I said, my parents have a pool and their neighbors have a pool, and there's always like come baby season. We get at least like 2 bandeds out of the pool on a regular basis each year. Cool. Sometimes more, sometimes less, but.
And dude, there's one red banded Florida that he put in the magazine article. Oh, dude, that thing is literally on fire.
Yeah.
Stellar animal. Stellar.
Jake's got a little Nerodia fetish, and I never really understood, and I've talked about it on the podcast a lot. Like, I don't get the hype with Nerodia. I hate dealing with them when we find them out and about because they smell horrible. They're nasty attitudes. They're just not enjoyable to me, just like black razors.
Right.
But after talking to Chris and reading his article, I am intrigued.
Oh, yeah. And I'll be honest, I'm more apt to pick up and play with a dope-ass Nerodia than I am a racer.
I don't even bother trying to chase racers anymore. I see them, I'm like, cool, see you later, dude. Like, you want to talk about just not enjoyable snakes? No. First of all, I'm too fat and out of shape to chase them down.
Preach to the choir, pal.
Second of all, in the rare instance that I do manage to get one within arm's reach, it's not pleasant.
Yeah.
I need to get bit more. I'm a complete bitch when it comes to getting bit.
Yeah, because it's in our instincts to not do that.
But I feel like I need to just overcome that and just get bit.
Why?
I don't know, because I don't like it. I want to be able to just go and grab a racer and prepare to get like chewed on.
Okay.
And just get over it.
Like, I won't lie, man. I'm a total little girl with that tannin bar, because I know that if I'm manipulating that animal for longer than 28 seconds, it's going to rip my face off.
That's the issue with the chondros is like I've seen the teeth on my adult female and I've seen the teeth on my adult male. I don't want to get bit by that.
Yeah.
I know it probably looks worse than it really is.
Yeah.
But it's like I just need to do it. I just need to I know my female, dude, anytime I open those doors, she's like in food mode constantly.
Mm-hmm. I'm
like, one day I should just let her have her way with me. Get it over with.
It's not. No. This is what I think you should do. I think you should, within reason, so you don't stress the animal out, remove the animal safely and manipulate it where the animal's attention is away from you. And that way you're not going to get bit. And you do that more frequently to the point where you can play with it for longer and not have a fear that it's going to grab you. That makes sense?
No, I mean, that's she's fine when she's out. Like, when she's out, she's cool. It's just when
like
she's in food mode all the time. Like, that I'm not worried about. Like, the boy gun stuff, they're ready to go all the time. The Amazons are ready to go all the time. I know how to deal with those and not get bit. But I'm just saying, like, I just need to, like, get bit more so that when I do, it's just like, whatever, I got bit.
No. Not for me. Not for me.
Like, one of the freaking bears, I was cleaning it out. Like, all of my bears minus maybe 2 of them are fairly spazzy. Like, they're young still, so they're kind of like, one of them straight up, like, tried to gnaw on me the other night, and I was like, hey, motherfucker, and I put him back, and I was like, whatever. Like, swung and missed. Like, I was holding it, tried to, like, come up, and I was like, nice try, and, like, moved it, and I was like, man, I should just let it do it. It ain't gonna hurt. Like that's the thing is like I know it's not even gonna hurt. It's not the pain that I'm afraid of. That's not it at all. It's just like for whatever reason, my body, my mind is like caveman. Don't let it happen. And that was actually for when I was younger, man. I would never admit that I was like I did not want like I was such a bitch about getting bit.
Of course, it's in our nature to not want to get bit.
Because you'd see people on Facebook and stuff. They're like, I get bit all the time. It's no big deal. And I'm like, yeah, it is. I'm sure it's not. But like now I'm like, whatever. I'll tell anybody. I don't care. Like I'm a bitch when it comes to getting bit. I don't like it. But I used to be super self-conscious about it when I was younger.
I mean, I tell people flat out, they're like, oh my God, have you ever been bit by a snake? And I'm like, hundreds of times. Nothing that's going to kill me. And I don't like it. And I do everything in my power to have it not happen. But it still happens, you know?
I think the last thing I got bit by was a little sand boa. Little tiny worm of a sand boa, too. I was digging for it, and it just latched onto my finger. And it's surprisingly, like, it drew blood. I was like, damn. Like, it was tiny. I was like, that thing ain't going to break the skin.
The blood in the sand.
That little sucker latched on good, man. I was like, holy shit. Tiny snake got me good.
I can't remember the last thing that bit me, man. It's been that long. Like, not to sound cocky, but like I just don't really play with that kind of stuff. You know, it was probably one of my baby carpets. Like, didn't break the skin, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the last thing I got bit by. Because with them, I just don't care. I just like there's no technique, there's no manipulating. I just reach in and grab it. But like that 2-year-old Brettles that I got, I'm super like, ooh, you know, with him, because I know that if I just go in there and reach him, he's going to rip my hand off.
Yeah, so. Brettles, like, well, my older ones, they're not so bad. I mean, they're really not bad at all. It's just like the usual carpet thing of like, hey, the tub's open, food's coming, like,
right,
and breaking that. And once I tap them with the hook or something, they're like, oh, okay, never mind, and then they go back to being their usual self. So.
Yeah,
but the chondros, it's like all the time. Like if it moves, it's food, and I'm gonna kill it and eat it.
But your big Brettles, you just reach in and grab them, or do you like coax them out nicely?
No, my big guy, if I went in there at night and like just put my hand in front of his face, yeah, he'd probably grab it. But usually if I go in there and just like rub down his tail or something a little bit, like touch him a little bit, he kind of tries to get away from me, which is kind of funny because when I'm in the room, he starts cruising and like climbing all over the glass, like, let me out.
Yeah.
And when I finally do, he's kind of like, oh shit, run.
I get made fun of by friends who like, they just don't understand. I don't know, man. And like, I know maybe it sounds cocky. I hate saying it like this, but like, I take out some really venomous stuff and I'm just super chill. And like the animal's at peace, I'm at peace, everything's cool. And then like I flinch when the ball python that's in my hand strikes at me. And they're like, dude, you have all this dangerous stuff. I'm like, yeah, but the dangerous stuff isn't going like this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not holding it in my hand, you know?
I will say that is one thing I learned just from keeping inverts, you know, is the ability to keep something and not feel the need to take it out and play with it.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. There's been plenty of times I'm like, yo, I could totally hold this Death Stalker, but I'm not going to because that's stupid. You know? The best one was Henry. I don't know if he's still listening or watching. Me and Henry were doing Venomous Underground, and they just got a shipment from Egypt, and one of the Death Stalkers came and it was dead, but it died like in the stance. You know what I'm talking about? Like the perfect cliche scorpion pose. And Henry's like, watch me piss off the internet. So he picks it up and he puts it in his hand and he takes a photo like that with like in his hand. It's hilarious. And then after everyone, you know, shit a kitten, then he told them it's dead. It's cold. You know, I have There's a picture on my Facebook somewhere. Maybe it's not even on Facebook. I think it was on MySpace. Jesus, that was a long time ago. We're getting old, Bubba.
Those are still up, and you can go back and look at them.
Really?
Yes.
Oh
I was on mine. It was probably about a year or two ago. It's got to still be up. I wonder if mine's still there.
Wow. So I was working at Strictly, and a Pope's Viper, a big Pope's Viper, I mean, big for a Pope's, but a Pope's Viper died, and it died with like its mouth open, and I was like, oh, this sucks. I'm like, wait a minute. Photo op. So like I like throated it, and I was like, like, look at me. And it's dead. The fangs are all out. The things you do when you're young and stupid.
I gotta find this.
What?
It's gotta exist still.
What, your MySpace?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Hey, with this live stream, can you put on the screen what you're looking at or no?
I think I can.
That's cool. That's super cool.
Let me see.
Yeah, Brennan, that'll happen. That'll definitely happen. Lose their minds.
I wish I could remember my freaking username on there.
Brennan, how many Brettles you got?
What was?
Dude, isn't it crazy going back and looking at all those old pictures?
Oh, dude, it's nuts.
When we were younger and less hairy and skinnier.
I can find the zip code.
This is hilarious. Hilarious.
I mean, it's still it's totally still a thing.
Yeah, it's all.
I guess there's still people on here.
Nice. Pair of Lasix. That's the way to do it. All you people that live up north and I get to cool my animals. Man. I gotta buy ice chests and crap. Been trying to breed Gilas for 3 years. I still haven't bought the friggin' freezer yet. So Henry just messaged me saying that he can't connect on his phone, so he's watching it on the big screen in his living room. I'm sure his wife loves that. Thank you for being a loyal friend, Henry. I love you.
All I'm seeing are Eminem wannabes.
Oh, yeah? It's my face.
I'm not seeing me anywhere on here. Which you would think they would clean out their servers or something. Like people who haven't been on their profile in 10 years, 15 years.
Oh, man. Big Brother keeps funding that shit.
Damn it.
Nice, Cox. Nice.
What do you say? This is crap.
That is how a band is supposed to come off. Perfect. Perfect. I feel like Drew Estates knows that we're going to save them and puts just the perfect glue.
Cox, yes. Brettle Eye, apparently, if you don't cool down males really far, and I think it's probably for both sexes, actually, if you don't cool them off crazy low, you don't seem to get anything out of them. From talking to Casey Cannon about them. I wish I could remember.
Ash all over my keyboard.
Freaking. Oh, wait. I think I remember what it was.
This is the part of the show where everyone just leaves. Except for Henry, because he loves seeing me on a big screen. Henry, how big is that TV? It's got to be a 100-inch TV, isn't it?
Page not found. Damn. All right. Whatever. It exists. I'm sure of it.
Good enough. Good enough for government work.
Google.
Google, how to cool Brettles pythons. Actually, I was going to ask you, I'm going to ask all of you guys, you know, Brennan and Cox and you, I want to do a push to refer to Brettles as what they actually are, and that is not carpet pythons.
We were talking about that on the podcast the other night.
Did I not get to that part?
I don't know. I mean, I'm really not bothered by it. Like, I kind of understand.
Yeah, but they're not. I just want to be an elitist. Let me be an elitist, please.
Nothing even coming up on Google Images, man.
So you're gonna do. I'm reading what Cox is saying. You're gonna do a albino zebra to a hypo brettle. I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm morbidly curious.
Yeah, I think it would look cool, especially since
I'm not going to do it. I think it'd be pretty cool, though.
Well, let me ask you. Let me ask you this: the albino zebra. I'm not a morph guy, so forgive me for being that guy. But zebra is a jungle morph, and albino is a Darwin morph. So that's a hybrid on its own.
Correct.
Okay. Interesting. That'll look cool. Speaking of beautiful mutts, is Billy doing any Carpondros this year or no?
He is.
Cool, cool.
He's doing Jag Ponderos again.
Oh, nice. And his Jag Pondros, they don't have any Stevie Wonder syndrome?
No, not from the ones I saw.
Cool.
I got to check them all out, and all of them seem normal to me.
Hybrids. And Henry's TV is a 75-inch. Forgive me, Henry. By the way, Brendan, I'm finding you on Instagram, whether you like it or not.
Locate your URL and username. Oh.
Well, considering there's only one of you on Instagram, Brennan, and I'm assuming this is you with a thumbs up, you
won't find much. I'm a hermit.
Yeah. Assuming that this is you, it's got you with glasses and a thumbs up. I'm not going to follow it until you tell me on here that that is you. Oh, good. That is you. I'm following you now. Dude, you need more pictures. There's one picture, bro. You're killing me here. Get them Brettles up there, bro. Let's see those little red bastards. 50% caramel albino, Brettle cross. That's cool. That's cool. The only Morelia hybrid I got is a F1 Diamond Jungle that actually lives at my friend Chris's house. And that thing is one of the most gorgeous snakes ever. I gave it to him. We traded some snakes. And it is the meanest carpet I've ever seen in my entire life. Its sole goal in life is to drain you of all of your life fluid. I actually want to breed cottonheads. I really want to. I don't know why. Oh, and you got a pair of inlands? Nice.
Oh man, I want inland so bad.
Inland carpets? Or are you talking my kind of food?
Carpets. I want inlands more than I want rough scales, honestly. That drives Jake kind of crazy.
Yeah, that kind of drives me crazy, dude. Roughies are.
I want inlands so bad.
Roughies are where it's at, son. I want a pair of roughies and I want a pair of inland taipans. I do. I want a pair of inland taipans and I don't even care about breeding them. I just want them. I do. And now that they're like reasonable, but they're from what I gather, they're basically the same price as baby roughies. So I probably should just be smart and buy the roughies instead. At least I can play with them. Yes, Henry, taipans. There's more for you, Henry, than for me. You know, I figure you can keep one at your house. I'll keep one at my house. You know, once a year.
Oh man.
What?
I'm in.
Oh God. See here, we're continuing the same Stogies, and we're talking about inland carpets and Brettles, and you're searching for pictures of you from 2006.
Oh, is there a way to screen?
Let's see it.
Share.
Let's see it.
All right. I don't know. Is it working? All right.
Oh wow! Whoa! Can you just enter the matrix? Oh my God, bro! Oh my God!
There's all these ads. I don't even know what this is right here.
Dude, no beard. This is
Acne. All right, I make no guarantees about what shows up on this freaking thing.
Yeah, dude. Fuck it, we're to go live. This is amazing.
Apparently, it just doesn't want to load.
Oh my God.
Holy shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I remember I got that ball python for Christmas one year.
Dude, what are you, like 12?
This I was probably 15 or 14.
Man, look at that youngin'. Oh my God. I kind of want you to find me, but I kind of don't at the same time.
I literally, I've had the same email since high school when I had this thing, and so I just did a password reset, and it logged me in.
Oh my God. Oh God, the selfies.
Jesus.
The Royal Python selfies. Henry, look at that beautiful cobra food.
Cox. Go fuck yourself.
What's he saying? I'm not in the thing. Oh my God. That's amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah, these had to be from 2006, 2007.
Don't they have the dates on them?
I don't think they do. I don't know how to get out of this. Oh, wait. Here we go. photo.
What a great photo. You need to send me that photo, dude.
One of the Nicaraguan boas I had.
I mean, I
the
can tell by the open mouth.
Yep.
Oh, look at this.
Is that all we got? I know there's more. I mean, come on.
Oh my God. So many hand photos. What were we thinking back then? There it is. There it is. That's the winner.
Go to the next one. Jesus.
Has your betrothed seen these?
Probably. I'm gonna assume.
How long have you known her?
I mean, we went to high school together.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
We hated each other in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
All that pent up anger, huh?
We still laugh about it. We're like, how the fuck did I end up with you? How did this happen?
Oh my God, look what Brennan put. That's amazing, bro. Amazing.
Did you see? Look at what my username is.
I can't even see. What is it?
Can you read that?
I can't. It's too tiny.
I'm kind of glad you can.
Look at that. Plan the perfect date night. What the hell are these ads? Jesus.
Oh wait, we got more. We got more pictures.
Oh, look at
This
this.
was, dude. This Nicaraguan right here
Yeah.
was the first I ever had, and that was probably the nicest one I've seen since.
That may be the nicest Nicaraguan I've ever seen.
That thing was slick. This is my first carpet.
Cool. This is a regular jungle.
It was a cross.
Okay.
Oh.
Look at that handsome devil. What are you holding? Is it Amazon? What is it?
2006. Yeah, that's one of the Amazons. One of the first Amazons I had. That is the first Amazon I had, actually.
Nice. Look at this. Oh, it's so artistic. In the back.
Wow.
I love it.
That's right.
I love it.
Get rid of this fucking thing. Adam and Eve, turn up the heat.
Oh, God.
As 2006. Yep. March of 06.
It's cool to see the old snake pictures, too, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, I'd seen how shittily I was keeping them.
They don't look that bad. They all got plants and sticks. What's that copperhead? That looks cool.
That was my first copperhead. That was
Wow, that's really good.
2014.
That's really good looking.
I was, I think, 13 at the time. Somehow my parents trusted me enough to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, but you had a dad that was into snakes.
I had just turned. Oh, they weren't pleased about it at all. But hey, hashtag keeping responsibly says it right here.
Yo, that's it.
I wanted to make sure people knew I was on the up and up.
Nice. Good stuff. Was that Nidesha?
Yeah.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool indeed.
What else is this? What the fuck?
Classic my photos.
I don't know. I'm on mixes right now. This is, I guess. I don't know what's going on. Huh.
You remember these snakes?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this was the carpet that got me into frickin' Morelia, dude.
Oh, yeah?
This was the carpet that sold me on that whole genus. I feel like I'm going down a
Rabbit hole.
rabbit hole.
A time capsule rabbit hole.
Me and my buddy had these glasses. It's kind of creepy.
Dude, and like, what's funny is, you're in high school. You're in high school for this photo, dude. If you had photos like that now, they would throw you in jail.
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
This is when my hair was like a freaking. I looked like one of the Beatles.
Did you do the head toss?
Sometimes.
Yeah, you did.
Some of the first pharyngeals I had, some avicularia. Man, I was lame.
You're in high school, dude. You were the thought slayer, bro. Before thoughts were even a thing.
That's right.
Hey, look at that.
Y'all better look out, man.
Watch out for jorts. All about them jorts.
Load, you son of a bitch. No. Damn, son. Oh, wait, no, these pictures are all older than that. This says they were migrated in 2014, so they've been in like the new MySpace for a hot minute.
Wow, look at that. What is that, a yellow rat?
Yeah, it's a yellow rat.
Nice.
You get some freaking monsters down here, dude. This is why the beard is going nowhere. I hope everyone knows that. Like,
dude, I had that peep shirt. I swear.
Look, I'm doing your favorite thing with the hook there.
Yeah, yeah.
If only that were a cobra, I'd be in the cool kids club.
Oh my god.
That was when I worked at the nature center. A little scarlet king snake that gnawed on my hand one day.
Cool. Nice looking chain king. That looks good. Well, you got a roughy in there. That looks good too.
Big old monster pine.
Cool.
That like scared the shit out of me on a daily basis. A little corn I kind of wish I had kept now, looking at it. That was wild caught.
Nice.
Oh, no, that's one. No, that's a different one. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. What's in the classic other folder?
Bum, bum, bum.
Hey, ambystoma.
Oh, cool.
I love marbles, man. That's like my favorite native salamander. These things are awesome.
Was that damsel?
Yeah, that was when my dad had that fish tank that was a pain in the ass. Do I dare look at what music I had on there at the time? My God. There's actually probably some stuff on here I've been trying to find forever and never did.
Hey, man, that's how it goes.
But apparently I don't get to see any of that. So, what is this? Music stuff. I was very big into Slipknot.
We all were.
Surprise, surprise.
I know, right?
I don't know what that is. Old profile songs. That's.
I'm still in shock and awe that we can do what we're doing right now.
Right?
You know, we're video chatting from 900 miles away, and it's live for random strangers to watch. And I can see your desktop and see what you're doing to share with other people. Like, maybe I'm just too analog for like the 21st century, but this is awesome.
Why is it locked?
You have to like pay for it or something?
I don't think so. I shouldn't. It's not their music to lock.
Yeah.
Oh, check this out. So I still have my Clash ring. I got a Theris put on, or Atheris on my Clash ring.
Oh my God, that's awesome. What's the symbol underneath it?
I was in karate for a few years, so
Oh,
it was like a martial arts thing.
Cool.
Holy shit. 2002.
What? That's not you.
That is me, dude.
How old were you there?
I was 11.
Oh my God. Wow.
I still have this hoodie, dude. That Southeastern Hot Herb Society hoodie.
Yeah.
And then I used to put all the Reptiles magazine centerfolds. I taped them all together and put them on my wall.
I did the same thing, bro. Remember that one venomous issue with the golden Cape Cobra from Namibia?
Yes.
That was the best centerfold of any magazine ever. I hope your magazine has a centerfold that good one day. Look at that friggin' hair, man. Jeez.
I was a million times thinner then too.
We all were, Bubba.
My higher metabolism.
Yeah, right?
Fun story with this one. I almost got disqualified from this tournament because I was fighting some kung fu student. He wasn't the same style as me, and he kept trying to kick me in the head. And I defend and I kept kicking him in the nuts by accident because he kept he was standing sideways to me, and every time he'd kick, he'd get hit in the freaking nuts.
That'll happen.
And they were like, "You do it again, you're gonna get disqualified." And I was like, "I'm not doing it on purpose."
Yeah, right. Oh, tell me that's your first snake bite.
That was my first Amazon. That was the Amazon that got me.
Oh, nice.
Me fighting my coworker at Walgreens who was dressed as the Easter Bunny.
Nice.
This was like 2009. It's my first drum set. Good God. Time machine.
Time capsule, man. That's what it is.
Old horrible band photos.
Garage band.
Yep. Oh no.
Is anyone still watching this, by the way?
I have no idea.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, nice trip down memory lane.
It's nice. It's good.
Oh.
Man, how this is supposed to be snakes and cigars, and we just snowball, man. It's amazing.
There was snakes.
There was snakes. There was cigars, and then they're just snowballs.
Whatever.
I love
Don't
it.
bother me none.
I think it's hilarious that Henry's watching this on a 75-inch TV.
My username on Facebook, if you couldn't read it, was Atheris Baller.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I keep saying Atheris. I know it's like Atheris.
It's however you want to say it,
It's
dude.
been Atheris as far as I can remember to me. And
Henry and I are total weirdos for Latin, and we always jokingly correct each other and try to recycle stuff. I actually have a section of notes in my phone of all the diphthongs of classical Latin and stuff. We'll mess with that all the time. Actually, if I spell it out, because I can't spell out loud. I spell it out. Oh my God! You know that you're a snake guy when it auto-populates on your text. So if you were to go off of classical Latin, it would technically be Atiris.
Sounds like the Greek version.
Yeah, it would be atiris. It would be because there's no th, right? And then the
Right.
e, the r would be r, and then the I would be E. So it'd be atiris. But no one's gonna ever say that.
Yeah, go to like the freaking Venom conference they have and
Yeah.
go up to the podium. I'm here to talk about Atiris.
Atiris. Well, it's like Nephris, right? Everyone says Nephris. It's not Nephris, it's Nepurus.
I always said Nephrurus.
Yeah, or Nephrurus, yeah. Nephrurus. It's phonetically, that's how you would say it. Nephrurus.
Like Trimeresurus.
Yeah. But it's Nepurus. It's
Should
hard to
pronounce it Trimeresurus, not Trimesurus.
Isn't it Trimerosaurus?
Probably.
Yeah. It's actually Trimiresurus. Hold on, now I gotta spell that out.
Nitrohaclignin.
That auto populates too. Yeah,
Do you know what the difference is between Trimeresurus, Parias, and Cryptolytrops is? I feel like they keep doing a merry-go-round of like, oh, this one's in this genus this week.
Yes.
Next week it'll be in Parias. Next week it'll be in Cryptolytrops.
So I'm not a taxonomist.
Why not?
So, but to the best of my knowledge, Cryptolytrops is essentially the broad-headed Trimersurus. So, like, you've got a sect of animals that is endemic to Southeast Asia that has high traits of Trimersurus, but physiologically has different, I don't want to say bone structure or something, but like
Right, like physiologically different.
Yeah, physiologically different. Cell counts and microbial DNA and all that crap. But to the best of my knowledge, you can kind of look at them and go, okay, that one's got the broad head. It's probably Cryptolytrops or whatever. But Henry and I talk about this once a week of how if you ask Nipper and you say, what do you call a Pope's viper? He's going to use the genus name Popium. Mm-hmm. And that is literally like 30 years old or longer, maybe like 50 years old. They changed that like mid 20th century. So, but it's still attached. Like it's still there, you know? Yeah. I mean, we would always call him Trimersurus, or Tremersaurus, but it's got to be who taught you, or it's like chondros, man. It's like chondros. They're Morelia, but forever we're gonna call them chondros.
Yeah, not just because it sounds cooler.
Yeah, and it's not even that it sounds cooler. Oh, Henry just messaged me. Oh, now hold on.
Trimeresurus.
Here's Henry correcting me. I love you, Henry. That means he's still watching, which is hilarious. Trimeresurus. So, Trimeresurus. Trimeresurus. If we're going off of the way that Henry told me to do it.
You need to get your hands on some of those Schultzi.
Yeah.
Those things are smoking.
Yeah. What's the one that
in February, Cody and Pia just got one of those recently.
Really?
Yeah, and because I usually take my camera when I go down there, and I take a bunch of pictures of their stuff. So I am jonesing to get some pictures of that freaking thing.
Yeah, man, that would be stellar. Henry and I were talking to. He's got a friend in Indo that he's been commiserating with on Facebook about getting this one. Actually, I think it's Cryptolytrops now, and I can't remember for the friggin' life of me the species name because I'm on.
That's him right there telling you.
He says Trimersurus is a catch-all. That's why stuff comes in and out all the time. So now I'm going to actually – what's funny is I was about to text him this question, not realizing that he's listening. Henry, what was the species name of that really, really dope, awesome one that you and I love so much that's the purple and white? And now I can't for the life of me remember what it is. I think it's Cryptolytrops, something with an L.
Laticinctus?
Laticinctus.
Those ones we keep showing pictures to each other of when we see them.
Yes, dude, the Laticinctus. I need that.
Those things are freaking sweet. I'm telling you, man. If Transformers came in the form of a snake,
Yep,
that's what it would be. It looks like a freaking Decepticon.
Yeah, and like as much as I love wagglers, like the Sulawesi wagglers, the Sumatran wagglers, like they're gorgeous. They don't hold a candle to the Laticinctus. That thing is just.
What is it? What is it? The Sumatranus. There's another one it's on the cover of a book. Oh, which one is that?
Got it.
Those are sweet too, and you don't see those.
Which one?
Ever either. I'm trying to remember. Let me look at it.
Oh, that's right. Henry just corrected me. It's not Cryptolytrops. It's Tropidolaemus.
Is it?
Yeah, which I always say wrong because the AE in classical Latin acting as a diphthong is Tropidolaemus, even though it's AE. So Tropidolaemus. Yeah.
Yeah, the Sumatranus is the one I'm thinking of. Those you don't see often. Those are freaking dope.
I gotta be honest. Before I got like back into carpets, like maybe 6-9 months ago, I was hunting for some Venusus. You know, little Christmas tree looking ones.
Those are sweet too. Yeah, those are freaking awesome.
Really wanted ones of those, and then I was like, no, I want to do carpets. Let me get back into carpets. And I spent all my money on that. But now all of a sudden, dude, all these Laticinctus pictures are coming out of the woodworks, and I'm like, whoa.
And the Malcolmi, Sumatris Malcolmi, and McGregori are all like probably my favorites.
Yeah, we have a McGregori at the farm, but it's not the like lavender that it's supposed to be. Henry says that it is also Tropidolaemus sumatrana.
Well, Google says otherwise, Henry.
He's trying to get that too, he says. But
this says they're pariahs, though.
Do they?
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what's so frustrating. It's like, which one are they this week?
Yeah. It comes down to you have to look at the describers. So whoever described it, if you have more of a unanimous vote on that, then rock and roll. You know? If 8 out of 10 taxonomists say, yes, it's Tremercerus, well, guess what? It's Tremercerus.
Flavomaculatus are pretty cool, too.
Yeah, Flavomaculatus are awesome. But going back to the McGregori, the one we have at the farm is like a gray color when you can barely see the patterning. And I kind of like it because it's unique, but it's still not the lavender that I want it to be. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And they're so friggin' expensive.
That's another cool thing too. Is when you go to P and Cody's, they have a big focus on Bothriechis.
Yeah, I know. They got all of them.
So they've got so many. Yeah, it's awesome, dude. Those little Bothriopsis or whatever they are right now, Bothrops. They'll never be Bothrops, dude. To me, like that doesn't look anything like a Bothrops. Like it has a slight resemblance.
Yeah.
And Cody says the same thing. He's like, they will forever be Bothriopsis. And those bilineata they have are just they're so freaking cool.
It's supposed to be Bothriechis, right? Or no?
No, they were formerly Bothriopsis and now they're Bothrops. Those bilineata.
Right.
I've
had bilineata before.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of those too. He's produced a good bit of them actually.
Henry just messaged me, said that it is Pariahs now.
This week.
Wherever he's getting it from. I mean, I trust him. He's as bad as I am. That crap. Oh God, he just sent me something. What did he send me? What is this? It's a bag of baby vipers. What the heck am I looking at, Henry? See, I wish I could show this on the live. But yeah, man, I'm not a tree guy. I'm not an arboreal guy, but I have a mad appreciation for them. Like I have my squams, I love my squams. And yes, I want some of the other tree vipers, but like I thought about it, man. Like hanging out with you and like your love for chondros, like I thought about it. I was like, I could totally put one in the living room and like make it look pretty. And I was like, no, I just don't want to.
If I was keeping exotic hots, dude, it'd be wall to wall, arboreal, small stuff. Oh my god.
Yep. Oh,
scouring.
That picture he sent me is it's a bag of baby vipers, and that's from his friend in Indo.
It's just a mixed lot.
Yeah, it's like a grab bag. No pun intended. What sucks is because I'm on the PC, I'm getting the messages on the MacBook before my iPhone gets it. And like it keeps going off. Can you hear the ding ding on there, by the way?
Oh yeah.
Oh well, that's annoying. Sorry. I didn't realize that. My apologies.
Oh, I'm being summoned by the old lady though.
Yeah, I was actually I was saying to myself at midnight we'll call it a night. So I enjoyed this. This was good, man.
Yeah, dude. And
it will forever be on the YouTube.
It will.
Look back in another 20 years like MySpace. Right?
God. Hopefully it'll be better remembrance than that.
Yeah.
Won't be as cringe-inducing.
Yeah, right?
But I have no issues with people laughing at my pain.
I'll find some old pictures. I'll send them to you so you can use them. And
please do.
Me with no beard, bald head, shaved head, looking like a skinhead, something. So.
All right, bud.
I will talk to you tomorrow.
All right, dude.
Good night.
Later.